How's it going, guys? Let me know if you guys can hear me. Perfect, perfect. All right, South Florida. Breaking 90. Hi, how's it going, guys? Home of average golf. Greenwood, Indiana. Not too far. Very good, very good. Delaware. Tom, good to see you. Maplewood, New Jersey, Maryland. All right. All right, very good, guys. I just want to start out, and I'll let you know what kind of spurred me to do this live today. I'll try to not shake my screen here. From New Lenox. Very good. Now in Florida. So what spurred me to do this live, guys, is you guys remember the video charge fines for golf cart violations? Okay. All right. So what spurred me to do this video, guys, is, I got a lot of new subscribers from the video where I did the I Was Confronted video. And then I did a follow-up after I spoke with the manager on that video. Don't use credit card, pay cash. Okay. So basically when I did that second video, and then I made a third community post and I said how I wasn't going to beat a dead horse. Well, what spurred this video or this live is I was very close to beating a dead horse. Okay. So what happened from that video is I kept getting, 99.9% of the comments were positive, and I got probably maybe a dozen or so negative comments, and almost all the negative comments was because people weren't actually watching the video. So there was maybe a dozen negative comments, and out of those dozen, I think 9 people were thinking that I was actually on a golf course green chipping while this guy was waiting for me. They didn't recognize that I was on the practice green. They thought I was on the actual golf course. And you guys know that watched the video that I said it within the first 25 seconds. I said it was a practice green on the golf or practice screen. So I was going to make a third video, and I said, I'm not going to do that. You guys have heard that story long enough, and I don't want to dwell on that. So I thought I actually had, screenshots, everything where I was preparing to edit this video. And I said, I'm not going to spend, 8 hours editing this video when I can make more productive use of my time by doing a live with you guys and figuring out what you guys want to see. So I don't want to dwell on the negative. I want to try to be positive, and that's why we're here today. So I just want to get you guys comments, and wow, worldwide celebrity. I don't know about that, guys. Wichita, Kansas, Prince Edward Island, Canada. Daniel Arias, I saw a message there, but then it went away. Romeoville, Illinois. Love the product and ball reviews. So, like I said, guys, I do have my notepad. So this notepad is almost, it's a like a 5 subject notepad, and I'm almost done with it because once I started this channel, I was like, I'm going to keep all my ideas in one place. And there's actually some of the songs. I got the Rain Gear song here. Uh, and this thing, I'm almost done with this. So I'm going to look at the comments. And if you guys see something that you like, that's the main purpose of this. Love the product and ball reviews. You know, one thing I find interesting is when I do the polls, first golf game and first tournament and win. Oh, that's what you want to know. Okay. Love the ball. Okay. First golf game and first tournament win. I started golfing when I was 12, and I actually want to do a little video on the way I got started into golf. But the short version, I started golfing when I was 12, and I really took it seriously like after my freshman year of high school. My freshman year of high school, I was the worst player on the junior varsity team or the freshman team, whatever it was at the time. And I was shooting, I would shoot 60 for 9 holes at the same course that I play at most of the time now. And I went from shooting 60 my freshman year for 9 holes to I was shooting consistently in the 30s my sophomore year. And I would play 11, 12 hours a day all that summer. So my first tournament win back then, I'm not sure if I won any tournaments in high school. So I would say probably my first tournament win was the Joliet Park District Junior Tournament when I was 17. That's there were some other ones I think before that, some smaller tournaments. There were some clubs that played around where we had some tournaments. So I won maybe 15 years old. I might have won my first small tournament. Oh boy, the best course I've ever played. What's going through your mind and what you're trying to do? Okay, very good. Like your channel because you make it simple. You have a great swing. You keep it by the way. What is your handicap? My handicap right now kind of gravitates around a 4. I've got to do a better job of keeping track of my rounds because I haven't really been playing much. Most of the time I've been playing has been, golf ball reviews, club reviews, and things like that. But I think next year I want to do a best ball or better ball 2v2, shoot a 9-hole course in your area. Okay, so a lot of this I'll have to read through later. Distances are very relatable. Tips are very helpful. So the handicap right now, again, is probably closer to a 4 or 5. And I need to work on the game and get it back down. I joked, I think Tom's on the live stream here. I joked with Tom when we were playing Cog Hill. I said that I was planning a video with him and my other buddy John, and I kind of gauge my game with those guys when I'm playing well. We're kind of pretty darn close. And Tom was on a good run and John was on a good run of winning tournaments, and I wasn't playing much, so I was going the other direction. Okay, so I'm going to try to catch what I can here. I like your content comparison of 5-wood, hybrid, high wood, and 3-wood. That's a good one. I do want to redo that video also. Oh yeah, best course I played. I think someone said that. One person here just says best course in Illinois, Thunderhawk. Full course review with the Tacoma irons. Brian, I actually did that video really recently. I had the Tacoma irons, wedges, and the driver. Round of worst ball that could become a comedy. I like that. Tom, you can chime in on that. Hey, EJ, how to break 100. I did do a how to break 100 video. Actually, I keep that as one of the top videos on my channel, but I should redo that and do that also. You and Tom need to play around the worst ball. Tom, are you up to a worse ball? That should be a fun one. Thunderhawk is one of my favorite courses in Illinois. Thunderhawk. Uh, I really like Ravislow also. Thunderhawk might be my favorite. Um, Cantigny. I really don't know how to pronounce that course, but that's always been one of my favorites also. Yeah, Chris, the Break 100 is actually probably one of my favorites. How to break videos are very good. Try a chipper. I have a video of a chipper, of testing out a chipper on my channel. And actually, that was a fun video because I think at the end of the video, I was just kind of playing around, and I think I hit it from like 100 yards or something, a few shots from 100 yards. The wood and hybrid comparisons are always fun videos and always popular videos because my favorite, the first video that really got any views on my channel was a comparison of, I think, the 5 wood and the 3 hybrid. That video is really what made me decide to continue to do YouTube. Before that, I was just kind of doing a video here and there, wasn't really taking it serious. And I think that was June of last year when I did that video. It got a lot of engagement, a lot of comments, and that's really what pushed me to keep it going. Plan ones, but do what you want to do. I don't want you to burn out. Hit them straight. Yep, hit them straight. You know, I thought about doing some match. Talk you soon needs to shut down. All right, Tom. We will talk. We will definitely talk soon. And Tom, I think the next video Tom and I do, we're gonna do a. Tom will be mic'd up. He agreed to that. Yeah, Tony, you are right, and it's just tough to get, I would say, any larger channels to collab. I had some I had some people reach out from some smaller channels that wanted to do kind of like a tournament series, but they were all a lot smaller, and we didn't really get a chance to do it. But to get larger influencers to do collabs is kind of difficult. I actually reached out to someone. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. A subscriber, what's in the bag? I actually reached out to a channel that was a similar size to me, and I didn't get a response. But yeah, I think that's a great way to go. It's just a matter of being able to get everyone on board with it. Yes, definitely. The health issue is probably the most important. So, guys, I think what I was about to go into earlier is it's it's tough because I get a lot of comments about golf ball reviews, more golf ball reviews, but then when I do the polls, it seems like I would say 50% of the people want more golf vlogs. So I actually was about to do a poll where I'm thinking, if you like ball reviews, if you like golf vlog reviews, do you also watch the ball reviews? You know, just kind of figuring out, if you only like golf vlogs, and I'm doing, for instance, today I shot a tailor-made soft response golf ball review. And if you only like the golf vlogs, are you watching that also? Yeah, I may do a poll on that. Worst course you play. I'm not saying that, Kevin. Wilson Ultra 500. You know, I feel like I've actually reviewed that ball, but I may not have released that video. Thank you. Okay. Very good, Tony. Thank you. Thank you, Arnold. Well, to be honest, Briar, that Tacoma driver that I hit in the video recently, that's a really good driver. You still watched him. Very good. I want to do some reviews of some other products. I'm thinking, forgot the Tour Edge. Tour Edge. I hear a lot about Tour Edge, but I haven't been able to review any Tour Edge products. So I do want to review some other companies. You know, what I hear, Ping makes a good driver for a beginner, but I want to test that out and see for myself. So it's hard for me to say what would be a good driver for a beginner. Maxfly Straight. Maxfly Straight Fly. I think I actually tested that ball out. Sub 70. That is a good one. As someone else mentioned sub 70 because they are pretty close to me. And I do think sub 70, you know, if I reach out to them, maybe they'll let me come there and test out some of their equipment. So I will reach out to sub 70, 100% sure that I will reach out to them and see if they let me review some of their stuff. I'll have some videos on that for you guys. Nice to have you. Thank you. Thank you very much. The New Cleveland mallet you had. Yeah, actually, I went back and forth. I switched in the summer back to my old Cleveland putter. And you guys know I've probably done 9 videos on putting. And I may actually try that mallet because the new putter, the old putter that I'm putting with is quite long. I do want to do a video maybe of the mallet now that I've gone to the crosshand. Maybe the mallet might work for me, but I tell you, even today playing the soft response, I've never been happier with my putting. I can't remember putting as well as I'm putting now. So you guys that criticize my putting, I don't want to hear any more. Don't talk about the putting, please. I don't want any putting tips because I'm putting as good as I have in ages. Vice Pro versus Costco Kirkland. So I've got old videos on both of those, and those probably do need to be updated. Srixon Cleveland. What made you a fan? You know, I can't remember. I've been playing Srixon so long. I bet I've been playing Srixon Cleveland equipment for, it's got to be close to 20 years now. It's got to be close to 20 years. Before that, I played Callaway before that for, I don't know, 5 or 6 years. And now we're going way back to high school and college. Or college, I played Titleist irons in college. In high school, I had some kind of set. Somebody gave me some off-brand set. My channel should grow. Let's see. Don't let the size of your channel fool. Your channel is up there with any of them on YouTube. Strategy for each hole. Great videos. More of those videos and mention where you're playing. Yeah, you know, Gail, I tend to my my idea, I mentioned the course I'm playing when the course gives me permission to. So if the course hasn't okayed me playing, or confer okayed me playing at that course and mentioning the course, then I just play it and I don't mention the course. So it's all really on the course. One of the best clubs in the bag, Cleveland Highwood. How about Wedgwood? Yeah, I've got a couple videos from, at least 2 or 3 videos from last, probably maybe March or April, maybe earlier in the season, maybe March or so. I've got 2 or 3 videos playing out at Wedgwood. And actually, I filmed at Wedgwood about 2 weeks ago. So that video should be coming out within the next week or two. Trash talking buddies have a mic on them. I've got just the person for that video too. Actually, there's a guy who we used to have some pretty good battles. You don't like it. You don't look like a short hitter. That's from the Halloween commercial there. So we had some pretty good battles, and I actually talked to him recently and asked him about coming on the channel, and apparently he wasn't ready or up to the challenge. Now, why he's not, I don't know. It would be great if he's on right now, if he is, but I can't believe he's not up to the challenge because he's playing to a one handicap. He told me so. He should be up to the challenge. The longest course. that would be that would be something else. I think I thought about that idea, and yeah, that would be a challenge. The world's longest course. I wonder what I would shoot on that. Isn't that like Tiger Woods' course or something? Is he's got the longest course? Try to break 90 with the 7 iron. Fun stuff is most mixed up. So Tony or anyone out there, what length of course should I play trying to break 90 with a 7 iron? Because that'll make a lot of difference, or a big difference. So someone let me know, how long should the course be? I'm going to do that video. Okay, so you guys agree with that? I'm going to play a short. Okay, play a match against Gabe from Let's Play Through. Seemingly two of the nicest golfers on YouTube. Gabe is definitely a nice guy from Let's Play Through. Gabe probably doesn't, I mean, Gabe's got a pretty good following, so I'm guessing Gabe has no idea who I am, but Gabe has filmed on shorter course, or not shorter courses, with smaller YouTubers. Like I've seen Gabe film with YouTubers with channel sizes a lot smaller than mine. But I'm guessing he doesn't know who I am. Glen Eagles closed, I think. Good, good. Okay, I'll write that down. Shaft flex, torque numbers, and bone points. Shaft flex. Good, good. Who has connections with good, good? First of all, I'm not sure that would be a good collab for me, my viewers, but Gabe will be back in. You guys are something else. Um, thank you. KB, I like that. I like that. Uh, so who has connections with Good Good or Gabe? Because I would love to do a collab with especially Gabe. Good Good. I'm not really sure my content would fit with those guys. Those guys are a little bit more high energy than I am, I think. But I think Gabe, we could do a good video. Okay, so you guys agree with that? What Tony said, 6,200 yards with the 7-iron, collab with Stack Golf. Wow, Kevin, that would be great. That would be great. I hope you guys are taking some notes on this too, and kind of put that in their ear. Stack Golf would be an excellent one. You know, I didn't really think about that one till recently. Tom took off, but I think Tom would be Tom would like that one too. You know, Tom kind of mentioned Stack Golf to me before. All right, I've got one vote, 5,400 to 6,000, and I got another one for 6,200. That is a video we're definitely going to do. Well, Briar Harmon, out. One thing I'll say is it's actually a that's the problem with being able that's the problem with having the ability to hit bombs is sometimes you try to hit them when you shouldn't. I've never had that problem, so you know, I've probably said it in a video before that I'm one of the few guys I believe that even when I'm in a scramble, I never try to hit the ball harder. You know, I just one thing I found is that when I try to hit it harder, I just don't really get too much out of it. Now, one thing I never did is I never really the super speed training I was doing and the fitness and all of that when I was on the simulator last winter, I never really made the transition on the golf course. I hit it a little further this year, but I never made that full transition. Like, you know, well, some of the times I was carrying the ball 230 to 240 during the, I would say maybe March when I finished the super speed and the fitness, but I never carried it on the golf course 230 or 240. How to break 100 videos. I agree with the Stack Golf collab. You guys can go thrifting for a golf set. I would love it. I would love it. Bradley, come play Nicholas 8,098 yard course. Wow. Wow. That would be a long day. No gimmies golf. I don't know if I know that. I heard of that channel. Very consistent. Keep your rhythm and cadence. What do you guys think that, you know, of course, playing well, I could shoot on a 8,098 yard golf course? I don't even know if that would be a break 80. What would that be? A break 85? Yes, I can. First tee routine. Play a match against a beginner, giving them 15 stroke advantage, see if they can beat you. EJ, I think that's you. Okay, so EJ volunteered for playing with the fan and also playing a match where I give him 15 stroke advantage. 7-iron carry yardage. I would say comfortably 7-iron carry 146. It's pretty exact. Is that 7,000 feet? 82. EJ think I'd shoot 82 at 8,090. I don't know, 7,000 feet elevation, foot elevation. That makes a big difference. Biggest golf highlight. Well, you know, Tom was probably part of one. Tom was probably part of one. Um, there's a couple tournaments that I've won that there's a few things actually. There was a tournament that I played in. It used to be called the Sweet Swingers Golf Tournament, and I played in it since I was a kid. And the last year they had it was 2011, and I played that. You know, as a kid, I won like the junior division, and I never quite was able to get over the hump and win the, the adult division. I got second. I actually got second one year in a playoff to Brian, who you guys saw me playing the 2-person scramble with recently, and so I got second to him. I got second a few times, and finally in 2011, I ended up winning that tournament, and that was one of my highlights. Another tournament in Arlington Lakes, Arlington Amateur. It's a tournament where there's generally about 120, 140 players in it. In 2005, I won that for the first time. Shot the course is a par 68. I shot 69 both days, and I won it by 6 shots. I think I set the tournament record when I won. And I won that in 2005. 2011, I won it again. And then 2021, I would say might be my highlight because after 2011, I didn't really think I would win it again. And in 2021, actually, Tom was playing in the final group with me, and I was tied with Tom. We were both, I think, 1 over through 35 holes, or 2 over through 35 holes, something like that. So I was tied with Tom. I was 1 shot ahead of another guy, and short par 5, I hit my second shot, my tee shot in trouble, punched out to 110 yards, and I almost holed the third shot. I hit it about literally 2 inches from the hole. It spun back. It was sitting right on the lip pretty much. And I tapped in for birdie to win that by 1 shot in 2021. So I think I shot 68, 70. So that's probably the highlight just because I did it in 2021 at age of 48. So that's probably the highlight. I've won a couple tournaments in college and played well in some tournaments in college. Qualifying for the state open, that was a good one. I shot even par, made 18 pars in a row to qualify for that. So those are some highlights. For me, guys, I've never claimed to be the greatest golfer. If I play in a tournament and I shoot even par or 1 under par, 1 under par is really rare. But if I shoot even par in a tournament, even 1 over par, like, I'm extremely happy with that. Like, I'm not, some great golfer, but those are the highlights. CBX wedges. I love the CBX wedge, and I never got to comparing the CBX to the RTX in the 54. So I got the CBX in the 58. The 54, I still have the RTX. I just turned 50, and April 26th, you can go back and watch the video from April 26th. I did a 50th birthday special, and that was a fun video. Lowest score and where? I shot 6 under par at my home course at Woodruff. I shot 6 under par at Inwood Golf Course. I shot 5 under par at Arlington Lakes. So 6 under par is my lowest score at those courses. Local high school golfer. I had an idea for a video. My idea was I was going to play the number 1 and 2 players. Tom and I were going to play against the number 1 and 2 players from a local high school, and it just never quite worked out. But that is a good idea. Yeah, I agree. For me, even par. If I can shoot even par, that's a great score. That's a great score. And to take that further, I really go down to about two over. Most courses, average course, 2 over par or better in a tournament. I'm happy with that score. Day in the life. I don't know if anybody wants to know a day in the life, guys. EJ. What stats do you track during a round of golf? Jay, tee it up. Jay, tee stats. So Jay, that's something I have to really work on. This past, I would say this year, I kind of neglected a lot of the stats that I used to keep because I played this year. I played as few tournaments as I've played in the last 20 years. Normally, routinely, I would play at least 15 to 20 golf tournaments, and just trying to film all the videos that I have. I haven't, so I just didn't really keep as many stats due to that. But I do have a plan to get back to tournament golf and also to get some footage and film the tournaments that I play in. So there's a local tour that I want to reach out to and come up with a little proposal to where I can film the tournaments there and in turn play in all of their tournaments. Bad shot doesn't seem to affect you. I got a regular flex driver. Better switching back to the original putter. Central Florida. I know 4 people that either have second homes in Florida or their primary residence is in Florida. And they always invite me, and I haven't gone, but I do need to go somewhere this winter. Mid handicap, mid handicap is not a loser. Uh, Difference. Yeah, yeah. Change putters, definitely. Yes, my channel was 98.6% male. If you go to Florida, it's a good idea. Good idea. So the putter, well, guys, I would say the putting is probably this summer. The putting was the most problematic part of my game, and I think, to be completely honest, my putting got worse during the summer. One of the comments earlier, Darren said, is that he enjoys about when I play because I take everything in stride. A bad shot doesn't affect me, and that's true. A bad shot never affects me. A bad putt doesn't affect me. I've always been the strength of my game, or one of the strengths of my game has been my lag putting. So I could generally lag the ball close to the hole, you know, and worry more about distance control and two putt. I'd one putt sometimes when I hit it close. So I relied more on my short game than my actual putting to have one putts. So I would chip the ball a foot from the hole, 2 feet from the hole, 3 foot from the hole, whatever. Well, the one thing that I think really affected my putting, and I hate to say it, is there were so many comments. And you guys know I replied to every comment. And I got so many comments about my putting, and and you need to do this, you need to do X, Y, Z, you need to go back to the old putter, your stroke looks like this and this and that. And I really think it really got, that's the one thing that did get in my head is my putting. Um, even my full swing, like I just look at it like it is what it is, and it doesn't bother me much. And the putting really didn't bother me until I got comment after comment after comment on it. And I went down that that road that we as golfers really shouldn't go down. However, I will say there is a light at the end of that tunnel, and that's the left hand low. The left hand low, there's no doubt about it. It was the right decision. So I may look back at the other putter and do a video on that and see if the other putter works better for me. But I'm sticking with the left hand low. And again, don't say anything about my putting, okay? Keep posting when I change clubs. Yes. No, I don't play in the men's league or a club championship. I generally play, there's a few, I used to play in club championships at different courses, and then you started with, there's a lot of golf tours now, USAM Tour, Amateur Players Tour, um, Northern Illinois Men's Amateur Golf Association. There's so many different tours now, Golf Week Tour. So a lot of the clubs that would have club championships that are open to the public, I just don't play in those anymore because there's so many different tours to play on. Look at the cup. Have you tried this? Yes, I have tried that. I have tried that. And I I was going to do a video on that too, Brad, to be honest with you. But I think that could work. I tried it on short putts, and this was when I was going down that dark path, and I seemed to make a lot of putts when I was just looking at the hole. That's true. No doubt about it. So even recently, after I switched to left hand low, okay, I switched to left hand low, and I've done videos where I've I've putted fine. I've putted really well actually. And even that, there's been people that comment and say, well, now you need to do X, or now you need to do Y, or now you need, and I'm like, and I've even replied to the comments and said, no more. I want to not worry about any follow-up steps. Let's just keep putting well. Todd, that is a really good question. And I thought that was going to be a big, enough is enough. Yeah, right. I thought that was going to be a big problem with left hand low. I actually did a film, uh, after I filmed the tour soft response video, I filmed a little tip video on distance control. And there was a tip on there, and I'll let you guys in on that. What I think is a great drill, or a great drill to do on a practice screen or any course, if you're unfamiliar with the course, you want to get used to the greens, is the most simple drill you can do is, and you would do this from different, above the hole, below the hole, side hill, is, let's say an area that you have trouble with, say 30 feet, 40 foot, whatever your lag putting issue is. Stick a tee or a hole or whatever there, 30 foot, 40 foot, say 30 feet. Now you try to hit that first putt 30 feet from the hole. And then the next putt you want to hit short of that 30-foot putt. And essentially your goal is you want to see how many putts can you continually hit just short of that first putt. So you go 30 foot, 28 feet, 25 feet, 23. So you want to see how many balls can you keep getting shorter between that 30-foot tee or hole or whatever it is and where you're standing. And I did that today doing left hand low. And I was really kind of amazed at how much I was able to control the distance. I mean, the first putt I hit right at the tee. The next putt was 6 inches short of that. The next putt was 10 inches short of that, 4 inches short. And I mean, I did, I think, 12 putts, and I was still, you know, 18 feet away from where I was standing. So I was kind of really amazed at how well I'm able to control with left hand low. I mean, there's no way I would think I could control distance the way I have. But I know a lot of people have issues with distance control with it. Tony, good, good, good. Thank you, Tony. Thank you. And I agree with that. I agree with that. Yeah, there are a lot of people that want to. You could come in. My dog's wondering who I'm talking to. Um, left, left eye dominant. Um, you take us indoor range and work us through a range session and talk us through it. I like it. Indoor. So, so Brad, I think that's one of the reasons why. Thank you, Chilly Mornings. Keep up the good work. Thank you very much, Stambo Travels. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. So, so I think that's one of the reasons to why when I set up, a lot of people set up with their putter a little bit more in the center of their stance. If you watch my videos, you would see that I actually set up with my putter is closer to my left heel, and I've done that like my entire life. And I think that's one of the reasons why, because of my left eye dominance. So that indoor range you go to, or what did you mean? What indoor range, Robbie? I don't understand, Robbie. Did you mean what indoor range do I go to? Oh, okay. So, so guys, yeah, that is a good drill there, Todd. Um, so guys, Michael said he tried that Spalding SD tour because of my video. Guys, I still, I'm done from there in the winter when you can't go outside. Yep, definitely, definitely. So, so that Spalding SD tour ball, that ball, that's one of the most amazing reviews that I've done, because I'm like, this golf ball, I can't even remember how much that golf ball costs. Like, you get it at Walmart, and you can get it for $13 a dozen or something like that, $15 a dozen. And I reviewed that ball. I was like shocked at how well that ball performed for, you know, again, 13, $15 a dozen, whatever it was. It was amazing. So my opinion, guys, a lot of people like the Costco Kirkland, someone mentioned it earlier. From my perspective, before I got a Costco Kirkland golf ball, I would go to Walmart and get that Spalding SD Tour golf ball. My opinion, that ball performs so much better. The Kirkland ball, I think they're on maybe the third generation now. So I will say I'll have to review the new one, and no one from Costco is watching my stream right now, so I can say whatever. Um, $10 a dozen. It's amazing. The Kirkland, I had some issues with just an excessive amount of spin off of the driver, and I'm not saying it's a bad ball, especially for the price, but 8.4 with Kirkland V3, and the V3, Brad, I haven't tried the V3, so maybe that's a better ball. That's a better ball. But I would also encourage you to give that Spalding, if you get a chance, give that Spalding SD Tour ball a try, because I've got no skin in the game, but I really like that golf ball. And if you give it a try and you like it, let me know. As you guys know, I reply to every comment. I want to see, Brad, I want to see you try that golf ball, and I want you to tell me what you think of that Spalding SD Tour golf ball. And if you hate it, just say you hate it. I'm counting on you, Brad. Well, what's so good about it for me, I like a softer golf ball. So some people, if you like a firm golf ball, you may not like it. I like it. I like soft for, let's say, a tour ball. Okay, so you have tour balls like Pro V1X and some balls that are like really hard tour balls. So I like a soft ball for a tour ball. So not like, Callaway Super soft, but a tour ball soft. So anyway, the ball is pretty soft. The spin numbers around the green was very good. And you guys know I do a comparison with the Pro V1. The spin numbers were good. It was good with the 7-iron. Driver distance was pretty good. For a ball that cheap, all the numbers were in line. Like I think I said in the video, the only reason that I wouldn't play that golf ball is I probably wouldn't play it in a tournament, just because, the ball I play, I trust every time I get it out the package, it performs the same. I get the same feel, the same carry, so on and so forth. Sometimes with a cheaper ball, the Spalding SD Tour, I didn't get to test the cover. I didn't hit it 100 times. So, although I generally switch balls before that anyway, but I don't know if you're going to have issues to where the cover scuffs up, scratches up on wet shots, things like that. So sometimes with cheaper balls, you get that. But in general, it's one of those balls that where I kind of look at it that way. Like, is it a ball that I would play? And if Tom and I had a match tomorrow, I wouldn't worry too much if I was playing a Spalding SD Tour having a match against Tom. The Vice Pro Soft, I believe I did a review on that ball. There's a couple Vice balls that I've reviewed, and I think that may be one of them. And there's a couple more Vice balls that I have yet to review. Any thoughts on Encore? If you watch again, That's a good question. I did a review on the Vice. I did 2 reviews on the Vice from Frank Nitti. Frank Nitti. Um, this surprised me. No, but that's a good one. I checked 15 Kirkland. They were all good. 3 said were used for 9 holes. That's a good test. That's a good test, and that's a good video to do, actually. Encore. So, so I did five best ball videos. Okay, I started with the cheapest, which the Spalding SD Tour was the #1 out of the cheapest golf balls, and I think those are balls under $20 a dozen. So I did, and I think the next was 20 to 35 or something like that. So tier 3 and tier 4 both were won by Encore balls. And I did that based on spin rates, distance with the driver, carry distances or carry distance with the driver, spin rates with the from 50 yards, spin rates with the 7-iron, and also carry distance with the 7-iron. And I just went through the numbers from the testing, and Encore Elixir was #1 in the tier 2, I think. And then the Encore Vero X1 was the recent one I did maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago, and they won that one. So I was kind of shocked. Now, when you go tier 1, there's a lot of balls that are really close. You know, I know people would be surprised that the Pro V1 wasn't first, and I can't remember why it wasn't first, but Pro V1 was maybe third. But all those balls were close, but Encore Vero X1 or X2, whichever one it was, did win that. So both of those balls were really good golf balls. I'll write that down. C Star versus the Spalding. Old Baladawan balls. Kenny. I'm playing the Strict Sound Z Star. Old Baladawan balls. Yes, I did play those balls way back when I started in the 80s and probably early 90s. I played those balls, and they would get a nice smiley face, nice cuts on them. And tips on staying engaged during the winter. Engage in the game. Well, I'll write that down. All right, there, Jock. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. And this, guys, you will be able to watch the remainder. Later. It'll be on the video, so you can watch it later. Engage with the game during the winter months. I got a great one for that. Watch Mr. Short Hitter videos. No, I'll come up with something on that. Some indoor things that you can do to keep yourself excited about playing. High-end blades, 3-2 pitching wedge. What would you do if Santa gave you high-end blades, 3-2 pitching wedge? What would you do? Well, probably do a video on them and then maybe sell them to someone who can hit them. Yes, I did the dome fitting at Mistwood. Thank you, Gail. I really appreciate it. You've been doing a lot of commenting on the videos, and I appreciate it. And guys, just so you know, like any comments that you make that's more engagement for YouTube, it helps me. It helps the channel a lot. They push out the content more, and I really appreciate it. Anytime you make a content or a comment, even if it's just thank you, even if it's just good video. No courses in Georgia ever. The only, besides courses locally in the Midwest. You know, in college, we made nationals. So my sophomore year, I played the stadium course and the Valley course at TPC in Florida. And we made nationals 2 other years where we played in Oklahoma. Besides that, I played in Las Vegas. And that's Ohio, you know, besides that, some Midwest courses, Ohio, Wisconsin, Indiana. How often are you live streaming? This is only more on golf etiquette. That's a good one. Travel, so Stambo travels. So this is only my second live stream. I did one on the course. And the funny thing about the one I did on the course is my game plan. Thank you very much, Gary. The funny thing about the one I did on the course is my game plan was to be the first ever YouTube on course live stream. My plan was to be the first ever, and I planned on doing it. And literally 2 days later, a channel posted a video, the first ever golf on course live stream. So it really took uh, took the steam out of that idea. But I did one and on course, and then this is the second one. Thank you very much. I'm glad you like that Clean Green Connect. I'm glad you like that. And I believe in that company, guys. And the one thing is, I'm gonna have to believe in a company to talk about them. So, but there was what indoor facility do you utilize? I'm losing my train of thought there, guys. I'm 50. That's what happens. So, indoor facility. To be honest, most of the time I've got a little simulator in my garage, and I do videos there. That's how I do some golf ball testing, and I plan on doing some videos for you guys in the winter there. But that's not you're not going to be as engaged watching me hit golf balls into a simulator screen in the garage. So I don't plan on doing that a lot. But I went to last winter. I did a video review of Green Garden Golf Dome in Frankfurt, and I filmed a couple videos there. And I filmed at Cog Hill. They have heated stalls. Depends on which way the wind is blowing, how cold it is there. And now there's another course really close to me in Lockport that I believe they're doing heated stalls also. And I heard the Sanctuary, New Lenox, is doing it. So I've got some courses close by. I'm not really sure this winter where I'm going to be. If maybe it depends on which way those stalls are facing, whether I'll hit balls out there. And the other thing is I filmed at Cog Hill once, and I wanted to do a video for you guys. And it was like, I did the whole video, and I think it was a short hitter distances video. And I did the whole video, and I was completely in the shade to where it would have been completely dark. So that video is sitting on my external drive, and that'll never see because you guys would barely be able to see me. So I've got to look at that also. Golf shoes. Golf shoe review. That's a good idea, Tony. And the funny thing on that also, I've got a lot of funny things, is there was a company that sent me 2 pair of golf shoes to review. And I wore these shoes like 5 days in a row because I just wanted to see how comfortable they were. I wore them out on the golf course. Like I just wore them 5 days in a row. I'm like, I'm going to give a good, honest review of these shoes. And when I got prepared to do the video, I emailed the company and I wasn't getting any response. And long story short, I think the company went out of business. So, so I planned on doing a review of those shoes. They're great shoes, and you've seen me in videos with them all the time. Like they're all these all white shoes. Anytime you, that's like the only pair of all white shoes I have, and they're like extremely comfortable. But I don't. The company's out of business. Thank you very much, Stanbul Travels and Company. I appreciate it. I really do. Thank you very much. Etiquette New Golfers. Etiquette New Golfer Kit. Second that, Brad. Etiquette New Golfer slash kids. Not really sure what the kids part means. I think I might have missed something earlier. So Stanbul, you're probably gone, but I do want to get from you guys, how much live streaming you want me to do also, because I think especially going into the winter time, it'll be better for me to do more of these live streams, whether it's, once a week or once every 2 weeks or once a month, whatever you guys, you know, want me to do there. It could be simple too, and even talking about some of the content that's coming up. Tons of interesting stuff that you cover. Keep us laughing when you're human and continue to let fans enjoy a glimpse of what Pelon and I witnessed for years. Well, Brian, uh, thank you, Brian. And Brian, I play with Brian in the two-person scramble. You guys watch Brian hit, those, like the shot tracer had a little bit of trouble keeping keeping the line on some of those. I told him his shot tracer looked like a half moon. He was struggling with his driver a little bit, and I'm sure Brian's okay me teasing him. But you guys also saw how many putts Brian knocked down. Brian's putted like that since he was. I've been playing with him since he was 12 or 13 years old, and he's always putted like that. He's always been a great putter, and he's always been a little wild off the tee. So let me know, guys. Again, Brian's on. Do you guys want to see this matchup between Brian and I? And we may do a 2-on-2 also. Okay, recommendations. Back pin and don't wait too long, especially that fine strategy. Jay Theodore, how do you feel about music devices playing during a round? Thank you, Todd. I'm Todd. I really appreciate that because I can't see myself, so I don't know if you guys are hating it or not. Thank you, Robbie. Man, that means a lot, guys, because I really don't know. I really don't know if you like it. They're called duck hooks. Cart etiquette, play faster. Yes, I do sometimes play knockdowns. Ball equipment, golf rules. That's a good one. Any new music? Yes, I have some new music. Fan low might be dangerous year for your competitors. I think so, Brian. Okay, totally agree, Jay. What did Jay say here? Feel about music devices playing during a round. Yeah, guys, I'm here's the way I feel about music. That's boy, this is a tough one. But the way I feel about music is I don't have an issue with music during a round, but the music is for you. So if I hear your music, then it's a little bit, maybe a little discourteous. Um, Sometimes you're on a golf course and you hear music from two fairways away. I played in a scramble one year. Hard to believe. I couldn't believe it when I was there, but I played in a scramble one year, and these guys had like a big old, like a DJ speaker on the top of the golf cart, or I don't know if it was on the top of the cart or like in the back by the basket. But I couldn't believe it. Literally a huge DJ speaker playing music, like you could see the lights. It was the craziest thing I've ever seen. Grips aside, Chris, yes, I do regrip my own clubs, and I just play like a standard size grip with just one wrap. I've got really small hands. Why they should not play fivesomes or threesomes, or fivesomes or sixsomes. The cart all the time. The video of Heritage Bluff, great idea, and this is the time I want to get all of these videos at these courses filmed also, because what I'm concerned about a harsh winter. Okay, so if we have a harsh winter, I want to make sure I've got, like, I think you guys seen the community post recently where I had 13 matches I want to film, and then 13 vlogs. Okay, so editing is really an issue. So tough. Editing is tough, and it's a long, tedious process. So when I play an 18-hole round, you guys seen it, like it's 2 9-hole videos, because I don't even know if you would want to watch a 29-minute long video. So it's 2 videos. So I want to film at least, maybe play 8 or 9 different rounds, so I have some footage throughout the winter if we get a harsh winter, and because around here you get a significant snowfall late November, and if it doesn't warm up, it could stay there. Now, we've been lucky enough the last 5 years to where that hasn't happened, but I want to prepare for it. Take away from the pressure of hitting a clutch shot when things are on the line. When you can hear a pin drop, it gets to some people. I'm in Illinois. Yeah, music, I mean, you think about it too, like it could be irritating if it's some kind of music you don't like also. If you like classical music and somebody's playing Led Zeppelin, that could bother you also. So Brad, how to edit footage. Oh yeah, definitely. So speaking on that, music can cause issues with copyright. That exact issue, Green Gardens 9-hole Emert course. Yeah, I need to go out to Green Gardens. I filmed the dome video there, and I need to film another playing video there. So that exact issue you're talking about, copyright issues, happened to me at Green Garden Dome, to where I was filming a couple videos in there. I did a video on a review of the dome, and then I was hitting some shots. I testing out a 3-wood or whatever it was. I can't remember. And I started to edit this video, and I realized I could hear all the music that was being played in the dome. So there was another video that I just couldn't use, because all of that music would have I'd had a copyright issue. So and there was actually a time when I was doing, I don't know if it was a ball review or just a vlog, where I was playing, and I'm by myself, right? So I had some music playing on my phone, and then when I was editing, I recognized that I had this music on, and again, another copyright issue. So I think there's a little part in one of the videos a long time ago to where there's like no sound in one particular segment, and I put some other music over that part. Those are just the regular 101s. 9-hole emerald course. You know, I used to play Green Gardens a long time ago. I was a JV coach at a high school, a local high school, and that was the home course 20 years ago. So I played a lot out of Green Gardens back then, but I haven't played much. I haven't played the course in 15 or 20 years. So, Brad, all I can say on that, but I may actually share that, but the camera is just a Canon M50. That's the camera. Tripod. My tripod isn't very expensive. You should get a nice tripod. Um, I I think I said it in the video today. I got a I think Mark Shee. He's not on today. I don't believe, but Mark Shee gave me a $25 I think super thanks, and I talked about how some of the super thanks I'm going to go towards getting a nicer tripod and another mic. So some of the things like that. But in any event, a I just have a regular tripod. I think I got it from Target. And Canon M50 is the camera I use. You could obviously use your phone if you wanted to. A lot of people, YouTubers, will say, "Oh, you can just use your phone." Well, those YouTubers have like generally like newer iPhones, and I don't. So anyway, I got a Canon M50, got a tripod, and my editing software that I use. I may graduate from this eventually, but the editing software I use is a program called Shotcut that you can download for free. And I've edited 294 videos on free software. Now, any YouTuber watching this live stream now, there's probably a couple. They probably don't use Shotcut. Like I'm sure they probably use, Premiere Pro or Adobe or something. But I use Shotcut. Now, there's probably benefits to me graduating from Shotcut, but it's what I use right now. South Carolina. It's like Michael's in South Carolina also. Jerry lives in Texas. Draw the line in the mid 40s when it's windy. I've seen you play in some cold days. Yes, I have, Jerry. And Texas, my one of my dreams is to someday visit Texas. And the reason I want to visit Texas is I've been communicating with Sammy, who unfortunately is not on, but Sammy is one of the owners of Clean Green Golf Balls, and they're in Texas. And he kind of invited me down to come play some of the nice courses there. So I think it would be great to visit Texas, visit that facility, do a video on the Clean Green facility, and play some of the Texas courses. So I would love to do that someday. Yep, Ryan, that's a good idea, and I forget that a lot. Final scorecard and stats. Yeah, those are all good things. I forget, like the course rating, the slope rating. I should put that on there, and I forget. To be honest, I should put that on there. Final scorecard and stats. That is definitely something else that's doable. And full disclosure, by the time I finish editing a video, I'm kind of like tired and ready to put it to rest. So that's why some of those little extras don't get done. But So just to give you guys an idea, like one of the recent videos I think I did on there was a recent video. It was about 14 minutes long. I can't remember which one it was. So that video was about 14 minutes. It was some tips and a lot of talking in that video. And that video had to take me 9 hours editing from start to finish. So when I do that, selfie stick. No, I don't use a selfie stick. I just have my tripod. But when I do that, yeah, by the time I get done, I'm kind of like out of it. I like seeing the course name, so that's good. Um, Naples, Florida, very good. Very creative person. The channel, music, and your commercials. What's your degree in? My degree was in marketing. Degree was in marketing. My first job out of college was in finance, and I did that for about 11 years. I was a financial advisor for 11 years with a company called Waddell and Reed, and did that, like I said, 11 years, and also did some tax planning, which still kind of do. Shows what courses are around you. Hour and a half from Myrtle Beach. Yeah, Chris. So it is fun I do have fun really filming those commercials. Um, I have a good time. I got a lot of ideas of new commercials that I think you guys would enjoy. The only thing that disappointed me about the recent one on the Halloween was that the lighting, I didn't have proper lighting, but it was still fun to do that one. And I've got a fun one I plan on doing really shortly with, I call her Aqua Woman. She was in the pond in one of the Clean Green video commercials. Thoughts on Arcos? Arcos, I believe, is pretty good. I think Tom might have said something about using something like that soon for next year. Can't remember, but no, that's Arcos is great. I'm trying to think if I missed any. Nobody got time for that. Oh, that's a good one. I just caught it. We need to get you trying some moonlight golf balls. So maybe a review. LOL. What's your favorite club in the bag? The favorite club in the bag is, well, it's the Highwood, but it's turning into the putter now. But my favorite club in the bag is the Highwood. I am a I have to say it. It was coming out so quickly. I'm a Bears fan. Probably I would say my first love was football, even though I never really played. I've always been small, so I've never really played. I just played on my like little neighborhood teams and that. But my first love was football. So back when I was really watching the Bears, well, I still watch the Bears. It's tough, but I still watch them. Walter Payton. That was when Walter Payton was there, and McMahon. So yeah, I'm a big Chicago Bears fan, but I pull for all the Chicago teams. But football is really my first love. Thank you very much, HM. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you for thank you for that. That will go towards that mic there, HM. I appreciate it. You know, the ZX4, that's a tough one, whether they're better than the others. The look is better. They're more, they're a little more streamlined, kind of more like a player's look than the other ones. So not as, the other ones weren't clunky, but clunkier than the ones that I have now. I think the big difference with the ZX4 I have now is really the shaft. I think the shaft fits me a little bit better. No, I have not used that app, Brad. $50 in mint condition. That's pretty good. How many hole in ones? No one has asked me how many hole in ones. Thank you very much. Thank you. No one has asked me how many hole in ones. I have six hole in ones. I'm rubbing that in. Brian Legan's on the on the live. He's got one. I'm ahead of him there. My first hole in one, Brian Legan, who's on the live here. My first hole in one, I got playing with Brian. And Brian, chime in if you can of the year that was. I still have the newspaper article somewhere, but we used to go out and play at like 6 o'clock in the morning, and the I think it might have been the number 2 hole back then at my home course. Uh, I believe I hit 5 iron. I can't remember. It's 201, and it didn't fly there. It rolled there, I'm sure, but you know, it goes in the hole. I wasn't sure. A lot of times you see a ball and it ends up behind the hole, so I wasn't sure. And Brian's like, it's in the hole. I'm like, I don't know if it's in the hole. He's like, it's in the hole. He's jumping around. And there's another golfers coming up a hole behind us. We were walking. Another golfers were coming up. So Brian yells for them to come over. Hey, come here, come here, come here. And and Brian tells him, "Oh, he hit it in the hole. It's a hole in one. Can you go check?" So they're in a cart. So they drive up to the hole. They drive back up to us. They're like, "Oh, it's over the green." And I think we like, "Oh, you really?" And they said, "No, it's in the hole, man. It's in the hole." So that was the first one. That was probably, I don't know. Brian, let me know if you remember. Probably 25 years ago. And the last one I got about, I think maybe 2 to 3 years ago, and another one I got a couple years before that. Actually, in a tournament, There's a tournament called the Ziegfeld Troy Open at a course real close to me. It's a par 3 course, and they had this tournament, and somehow they get like a lot of really good players in the state and other states to come and play in it. And the last time I played in that, it's a 36-hole tournament. I think I played pretty good. I was 1 or 2 under or something like that. And I got a hole in one the last time I played in it. And it was on the longest par 3, 160-yard hole. Hit 8 iron, and it hits and bounces and goes in the hole. So six hole in ones. That's the long version. Okay, let's see. I missed. Let's see. You ever tested any rangefinders? I would love. Yes, Jerry. I've tested. I think I've tested 4 rangefinders on the channel. So check out the channel and just search for rangefinders. And the last one, I think I did a Go-Go Sport one. I did an Alfire rangefinder. Those are really inexpensive rangefinders. And I've got another rangefinder that was sent to me. You guys know I try to do these review Wednesdays, and I want to get golf ball reviews and club reviews would be great. I'm working on something so I can do more club reviews, because these companies aren't just going to send me clubs. So, um, but I'm working on something to work with a retailer so I can do club testing indoors at their facility. So I'm with their demo club. So I'm hoping to make that happen to give you guys some a lot more club testing over the winter. Give a shout out to the retailer, sponsorship, and all of that stuff. So if this works, it's going to be really good for the channel, and you guys will really get a lot of all the new equipment that comes out. I'll get tested for you. So that's what I'm hoping to do. But the rangefinders, I got a couple on the channel, 4 on the channel, and 1 more coming. Are you really Devin Hester? you in one of the rangefinder reviews, you see me run. So no, I'm not Devin Hester. What's your favorite finishing hole in the Chicago area? What's the most intimidating opening hole in the area? Cubs or White Sox? I'm not really a baseball, so either one, guys. I'm good. Yes, sir. You're welcome. Thank you so much, HM. Tony. Oh man, thank you very much, Tony. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Thank you, Tony. Thank you, Tony. Thank you, Brian. All right, Brian's. That's awesome. I want to send you a thank you here, Tony, but I'm having trouble. But thank you. That means a lot, man. Um, for the tripod, man, I appreciate it, Tony. Thank you so much, man. Um, you guys, I'm telling you guys, man, just to have this channel and to recognize that you guys are finding value in the content, finding value in what I do, is really amazing to me. Like it touches me, and it's hard to believe because I was talking to someone recently, and I was saying these things that I just do naturally. Like I've been golfing for 38 years, and you know I'm a decent golfer, and for me to go out and I just have a conversation. Like I look at it as a conversation. I play, I talk to you guys, I tell you what I'm thinking, and like apparently that's good stuff. It's stuff that's really helping. A lot of you guys are telling me like it's you broke 80 using my tips. Um, you broke 90 using these tips that I'm giving you, and it's just astonishing because it's just naturally things that I just think about as I play golf. Like I'm thinking of what club to hit. I'm thinking where the trouble is. I've always been a strategic type of player. Brian will probably attest to that. That I've always said that I had to do more based on. Um, I had to really get the most out of my game. To where a lot of people, there are people that are naturals. You know, I mean, I know you guys don't think I'm a short hitter, but Brian, Brian hits it maybe a little shorter than he did before, but Brian's 40. Brian, what would you say? 40 yards longer than me. And when we were growing up, Brian's 4 years younger than me. And when we were growing up, I was in college, and Brian was in, I would say, senior year of high school, or maybe a little earlier than that. He had this 2 wood, this the deuce, Callaway deuce. And Brian, that's when I started to see Brian was hitting this 2 wood quite a bit past my driver. And Brian's the same size as me. Well, it's a little bigger now, but back then he was smaller than me and hitting it further than me. So, and Brian will tell you that there's people we play with in competition that hit it way further than we do, or way further than he does. I just thought about like when we played that 2-person scramble. The longest hitter I've ever played with was telling me how the guy he was paired with was hitting at 30 yards past him. And now this is a guy that I played in scrambles with to hit 400-yard drives. So I kind of went on a tangent there about distance. But the point I'm making is that for you guys to find value in what I'm giving to you is really, really amazing. And I really appreciate it. You're right on the money. That new setup for you with your KBS shaft is very solid. That means a lot because Brian knows a lot about equipment. What's good, Wander Dude? Yes, I saw your Scratch Plus golfer. I wish I was. You know, here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing. I want your opinion on this. Okay. Is all the content that I produce, I try to produce content of value to you. Now it's a double-edged sword because when I produce more content, I've been playing less tournaments and I haven't been playing as many tournaments. So my game kind of suffers a little bit. Like someone mentioned in the last Break 80 Now video, how my how I hit it so straight and to me I felt like I was playing pretty badly in that video. But here's the point I'm getting to. I'm not sure if you guys want me to produce any type of series or any type of videos on my goals of trying to become a scratch golfer again or a plus handicap again. The best I was like a plus 1.6 at one point, and I don't I don't know if that's the content that you want to see, but if you do, then I will make that into a goal and a series of mine of trying to become a scratch golfer again. And maybe I'll put a poll out there on that so I can get some other feedback. But I just don't know if that's the content type of content you want. You know, I obviously can create some practice regimens around that could help you also. But I just don't know if, to be honest, if you want to know or want to see or care about me trying to become a scratch golfer again. 1999, maybe. Okay, we got it verified. 1999 was the first hole in one. Probably 2000. I don't know when the last one was. I don't know where that is. It's actually that yellow map you see on the or flag that you see on the back wall. That's the last hole in one. I'd have to run out of the room to see the year, but that's what they gave me for that last hole in one. Thank you, Robbie. It means the world. I will catch you soon, and you guys will let me know if you want me to do more of these live streams. All right, I missed it. Let's see. Those guys are really nice. I have one. Dad has seven, and Danny has zero. And Danny has zero. Should have got Danny on the live stream, Brian. No, EJ. Back then, number four used to be number two, so it was 201 yards. Now number two is 352 yards. Thank you, Dwayne. Appreciate it. Only keep one club that's in your bag now. What would it be? There you go. It would be the Highwood. But for some reason, I haven't been in positions to hit it as much lately in videos. I think that's why someone asked, was it still in the bag? With how fast W? For the behind the scenes stuff, does an amazing job with how fast W. Lost me there. All right. Go Sport Rangefinder Review is my favorite video you've done. EJ, you were in that video. Thank you, Tony. Thank you, Les. Thank you, Brad. We'll do it again. Oh, okay. Okay. Yes. Brian, that's true. Like move the camera. I move the camera around. So when if I'm doing a video on, let's say some of the tournaments, like the Kemper Lakes was one of my favorite tournaments to film, just because of the course and I putted out of the bunker there, and the one shot over the water was like one of my favorite shots that I hit. Um, but that I was able to, like, I put the camera down, so the camera angles aren't perfect because I literally, one person hits, I walk, put the camera down, walk up, I hit record, walk up. So I'm literally doing it in about 12 seconds. So that's why the camera angles aren't always perfect. But Brian, when you and I played, I had a little more time, so I was able to make sure it was right. Testing Arco sensors. I wrote that down. My golf group, 16 guys. Keep up the awesome work. That, my friend, is that helps. That helps. B. Johnson says he shares my videos with 16 guys. Thank you, Brad. Thank you. HR, 64-degree reds. What are your thoughts on high lofted wedges? HR, my honest thoughts are I don't like them. I don't like them. Unless you're just using it to. I don't like a 64-degree wedge. Um, I because you can't really hit a full shot with it. It's one dimensional, and I would advise 99% of golfers never go over 60 is pushing it. I used to have a 60, and I rarely wanted to hit a full shot with it. Now my highest lofted wedge is 58, and I wouldn't really recommend going higher than a 58. It's 60 at the most. Thank you, Brandon. Year after year, after turning 30, I'm 57, was wondering where my distance went. Yeah, I heard that too. Thank you, Briar. The Deuce. Love that club. Yep. I'm I'm going back, guys. I'm a little behind on some of these. Keep grinding. You influenced me greatly. Thank you, Seth. Would love to see you taking lessons too. Not a bad idea, Brad. Not a bad idea. And one of Brian's actually old teachers, I planned on doing some stuff with him, and it just has not worked out. But I'm gonna write that down. Taking lessons. Good mixture of helping us improve. Hit your distance, be good at what you do. Yes, no doubt about it. That's it. Good idea. Yep. Tony, thank you. Thank you a bunch, Tony. I really appreciate it. Golfers how to be smart about their game. People jump into the game but really need help. Strategy of the game is overlooked is chipping and putting. Keep it up. That's true. That's true. I mean, if someone asked me today, how could they take 5 strokes off their game? Unless they're a person that they've got this incredible short game, like Brian Legan, um, 5 strokes is going to be the short game. It's going to be chipping. It's going to be pitching. It's going to be putting. I mean, just imagine how many strokes you probably lose from uh, from a greenside bunker or from a bad lie around the green. Like those are tough shots that you have to learn the touch for. Just filming today the soft response video, I think I had a lie around the green that was kind of a tough lie, and that video will come out in the next week or so. And I hit a not so great shot. Another hole, I was short sided. That's where the strategy comes in. So if I would have played a little further right, I wouldn't have put myself in that predicament. So, so we're constantly learning. And I'm glad you guys are able to learn some things from me. Thank you. Thank you very much. The sweet spin. Look at Jason. Court our rounds, the banter, competitive, and sportsmanship in the 90s. Jason Pilon. So, guys, that goes back to what I was talking about with Brian. Um, when I was 17 years old, Brian came out. His dad was my high school golf coach. He brought him out. Brian was in the 8th grade. He brought him out to a practice. I met that little guy, and we started golfing together all summer long. I think he'll admit that he learned a little bit from me. He also has an older brother that was a golf pro, and his dad was my golf coach. So he's got a lot in the genes, I would say. But Jason was Brian's best friend. And so then Jason comes out, and we would play all summer long. We would play 8 hours, 10 hours. It was just a great time to even think about. So, and Jason recently got back into golf. So good to see you, Jason. Chris, I look forward to all your videos more than any other form of digital content. I get giddy like a kid at Christmas, but I see you added new content. Thanks for all you do. What's more important, distance or control? Like my wedge is sharp, 8 to 10 bounce. That's it. Okay. Not bad. What's more important, distance or control? Albert. Okay. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. Actually, it's not so tough. Okay. In today's day and age, there, if you go to Scott Fawcett, any of those guys that give you numbers, they're going to say that distance is the most important thing. Like it's more important to hit it 20 yards further, 30 yards further, so on and so forth. Um, I'm not going to completely disagree with them, but I'm going to disagree with the fact that is that distance without control, it doesn't really mean anything. If you give me an extra 50 yards, but I have no control, and I'm taking 4 or 5, 6 penalty shots around or more. I've seen people take more. Um, what does that distance really do for me? If I'm playing a wide open course, then yes. So I just, and maybe it's just my nature because I've always been a conservative golfer, but I just don't necessarily agree with all of the big names out there that's just saying it's more important to hit it further. I just don't necessarily agree with that. So how was that? That was politically correct answer. I kind of went in a whole circle there. Uh, but me being Mr. Short Hitter, I'm gonna say right now, control. Control is more important than distance. Do you vacation golf and where? Where would you recommend? Yes, Counter, I haven't. I have not vacation golf. I have. I I think it hasn't been maybe 3 or 4 years since I went anywhere in the wintertime, and that was in Vegas. I hear Myrtle Beach is good. I'm sure Florida's great, but I haven't really done golf vacations. Brian Lincoln, if you're a long knocker like P-Line, you just drive greens. Please ask Jason what is in his current bag. Oh boy, that seems like a good one. All right. I'm sure Jason has probably the same clubs that he played back in college. Over the winter about how to play spring golf. Okay, there's a good one. How to play. I've got a list. I've got about 28 things written down so far. How to play spring golf. So, Chris, back to what you said that you like all you get giddy like a kid at Christmas. Um, that's awesome because to be honest, I did so many videos in October. I think I did 27 videos in October. It's absolutely mind-boggling, and there's no way I could keep up that pace. But I did start to wonder, was it to the point to where it was too much to where you guys, like, okay, I've had enough of this guy. I don't want you to get bored with me either because I'm, producing content every day. I remember, I think last winter I was thinking, okay, we're going to do, you know, I think when I hit April, my goal was to do 2 videos a week. Well, that went right out of the window. And I do have some goals. I want to grow the channel. So I don't think it's a reasonable expectation But my goal was to hit 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year. And that's partly why I was producing all of the content that I've been producing. I think if you go back through July, from July onward, I was producing about 23 videos a month. And I really wanted to hit 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year. I don't think it's going to happen. I do have some ideas for some content that could really help, but I think it's more reasonable to expect I'm going to be at about 8,500 at the end of this year. But you never know, especially if people like you guys with are pushing 16 to 16 guys in your golf group. Okay, so Jason's playing 99 Hogan Apex Blades Ping Zing two putter that he, that I bought in 1993. Okay, guys. So what's the over under of Jason? Well, I'm, I'm sure. What's the driver, Jason? Though, what's the driver you have now? Jason was the only guy I've ever known that could hit a tee shot. It skids off of the tee box and still goes 300 yards. He would skip it off the tee box and go 300 yards. I've never seen anything like it before or since. And he used to do this kind of on a somewhat regular basis. How to hit a fade. Oh, how to hit a fade. When I see who it was, Brian Legan, how to hit a fade. 2.1 less at the moment, trying to get my game good enough to enter the U.S. Senior Open qualifier. That's awesome, Les. That's awesome. What do you have to be for the U.S. Senior Open qualifier? Or I think you can try at a 2.1 though. You just mean you want to be able to compete. So that's what I was saying, guys. I don't think, Les said that race to scratch, but I don't think many people really want to watch that content, watch me trying to get down to scratch. Picked up a Ping G. It's about 8 years old. Still have my 975D, 6.5 degree from college. Can't hit. I remember that. Titleist 975D, 6.5 degree driver. So how many people think that Jason needs to get a different driver? It doesn't have to be new, Jason, but 975D, 6.5 degree. I'm willing to bet it has an extra stiff shaft in it. The hammer driver. The funny thing you mentioned that, Chris, is I think I was like in a Goodwill, like getting clubs for one of the golf on a budget videos or something. Extra stiff flex, 43 and a half degrees long. um, and I think they had like one of those hammer drivers. I don't know if it was like the old original one or new one. It was some driver like that from that guy. I should have bought it, but I didn't. I should have picked it up. That was a big mistake. That's a good question, Rich. Again, like these YouTubers, it's a big YouTuber, over 250,000 subscribers, and I sent him the song for about 3 weeks ago, 3 or 4 weeks ago, and I haven't heard from him. Now, I haven't quite given up because originally, when he originally reached out to me, it took him like four weeks or something to reply. So, he's busy. He's filming a lot of. I don't know how much content he's filming, but it's kind of tough to get responses out of big YouTubers sometimes. So he may get back to me. I hope. But I was pretty excited about that. And I still am. Review of 7 and 9 woods I have in my bag, and think most weekend golfers like myself should have it in their bag. That's a good one, HR. I'll write that down because I did the one on the 7 wood, but I think 9 wood wouldn't be a bad idea. I think that there's a Callaway 9 wood that a lot of people really, I think it's Callaway. or TaylorMade. One of they no, it's TaylorMade. TaylorMade. I think even like oh boy, what's his name? Dustin Johnson. Dustin Johnson had it in his bag. I need both of you to be cameramen. Gotta go, fellas. Y'all have a good night. Thank you for all the great content. Les, I appreciate it. I see you on so many videos. And Les, I saw your other comment. You don't want to lay an egg. I get it. I get it. I still want to compete. And, it's tough, again, filming and not practicing. So I want to create, like I said, that series that with that other golf tour. I want to get back into competing more next year. I think producing as much content as I produced this year, I really kind of maybe needed to take a little break from it. But the only thing that really um, I missed is that I really wish I would have played in the Illinois Senior Open because that would have been my first year to be able to play in that. But I want to compete and I want to get my game back, practice. Maybe I won't get down to 0, but maybe I can get, you know, down to a 1. I'm sure I can get to a 1 or a 2 or under a 2 if I practice. So nobody's looking for that match between myself and Brian because we might be able to film that by the end of the year. I'll pick a nice wide open course like we played the other one, the 2-person that might help him. Look at me talking smack to Brian, and he's probably the only guy I'll do that to. EJ wants to see a best of 3. HR, appreciate it. We'll do it. I'll do maybe I'll stick a poll out there, see how, I don't know, once a week, once every other week, we'll see. I could do it once a week. You guys are great. Segment about coming back after a long break from the game and coming back from surgery, illness. I'll commentate the match with Brian. LOL. John Platt would be good for lesson and trick shots. Well, Brian, that's who I was referring to that I've been trying to uh, get in contact with about, you know, about creating some content. I want to go out and play with him some. Also, have him do a little swing analysis of my swing. I think that would be great. We're planning on doing it after Labor Day, and it just, it just didn't work out. But hopefully we'll get out there. That would take maybe you need to encourage him because I'm a lot better now. Oh, he's in California now? That's it. Trick shots would be cool too. You guys want to see some trick shots? That's great. Okay, so you guys that are in the area, so how about a round with a really good junior golfer from the area? Yeah, Chris, that's what I was really hoping to do with the 2 players from that other high school. Like I was going to do 2-on-2 with me and Tom playing those 2, but it did not work out. But that is a really really great idea, and I wanted to film. There's some older golfers that I wanted to film with also kind of like the same type of concept. Thank you, Albert. I appreciate that. So maybe Brian could get John, and I don't know who that would. I don't know what would John's pretty darn good. So I don't know. Maybe me and you, Brian, can take on. I wonder how about. I wonder if Tom and I. We may not have a chance, Brian, but how about Tom and I against you and John? I mean, we probably don't have a chance. Tom and I probably don't have a chance, but it would be fun. We need to play in Cali. Okay, so we got a match against a junior golfer. Brian's going to reply whether he thinks Tom and I against him and John would be a good match. It would be fun. I don't know if we could mic up John or Brian. Like, I had to, I couldn't mic up Brian during the two-person scramble because he's very unpredictable. So, yes, we could play it, or yes, you guys would destroy us. So, Brian and John would have a definite length advantage and a definite putting advantage for sure. So if we took those two on a tight course, I think we'd have a chance. So guys, any more video ideas you want to see? How about golf ball? Any golf ball reviews you want you're looking for? Club reviews. I know everyone wants club reviews, and those are just difficult difficult to do or difficult to get the clubs. But I'm working on that idea. Wilson Duo. Okay, I did Wilson Duo. I did one of them. I'm not sure. I think I did the Wilson Duo soft. It's like the softest ball I've ever reviewed. I just caught that. Jason's going to commentate. All right, guys. Well, I'm looking to see if I missed anything. I think I got all the notes. Good mixture of helping us improve. All right, guys. I think I got everything. I got a lot of. Oh, so are you a one-man operation? Do you do heading to? Don't overwork yourself. Maybe do a green green grass grain. Maybe do a green grass grain. A grass grain. Okay. All right. I got it. I got it. So, yes, Rich, one man operation. So like I mentioned a little bit earlier, but let's say if I did well, like the match, like Brian and I played the two person scramble. So I made that into 2 videos. Each video was about 15 minutes long. And each of those videos, I filmed it myself. And it probably took, from beginning to end, probably 10 hours to edit each 9 holes. So a total of 20 hours to edit that one 18-hole 2-person scramble. So yes, it is a challenge, but I enjoy it. I do like the editing process, but it gets a little bit laborious when you're sitting in front of a desk for hours and hours on the end. But I'll get up, I stretch, I do other stuff, and get back to it. So basically, I generally I work. I work throughout the day, and when I get home, I sit down at the laptop and I start editing. Sometimes I get up in the morning and start editing more before I go to work. So yeah, it's quite a bit, but I love it. I love it, guys. Vintage club reviews. Wow, there we go. That would be older than the clubs Jason has. Vintage club reviews. JJ, thank you. Thank you so much, JJ. Thank you. Thank you, Rich. Okay, guys, so for as long as you're going, Michael, that means a lot to me. That means a lot. So so just to tell you guys my ideas on the content, one thing that I always have to that I'm concerned about is that, one, I don't want to give you, thank you very much, Wade's World. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much, Wade's World. And have a great night there also, Kenny. So so I don't want to give you more content than you want to consume, and that's what I worry about sometimes. I'm like, okay, I've been doing so much content because I'm trying to build and trying to grow the channel. The more videos that I put out there, you don't know which video is going to be popular. Like, I wouldn't have thought the video when I sat down because the guy confronted me, I wouldn't have thought that video would have 40,000 views right now. And I gained, probably some of you subscribers, I've gained from that, over 220 subscribers from that video. I wouldn't have thought that. Um, So I'm producing a lot of content because every piece of content I put out there, I don't know which one's going to necessarily hit. There are some videos that I feel have a better chance than others, but some videos I just do because it's something that I want to share with you guys, or something that I enjoy, or idea that someone, like the subscriber Sundays. I know there's a lot of subscriber Sundays that I know they're generally going to be the lowest viewed content, but you guys want to see it, and if you guys are asking for it, if it's a video that I can do, I do it. You know, um, I did the video about the hard bunker. Thought that was a really good tip. Okay. Then I think Gail Murphy mentioned about bunker being hard as cement. So then I said, well, let's do a subscriber Sunday off of actual cement. And I know that video is not going to be extremely popular, but it was a fun video. It didn't take me a ton of time to edit. Now there's other videos like the how to break 80 now video I recently did. I think in the long run that video might do well. The Super Soft Max video, that could be really good in the search over the long term. So there's different reasons that I do different types of content, but I don't want to overwhelm you guys with. My hope is that if you like golf vlogs, then you watch the golf vlogs, but the other content you either watch it, but it doesn't like turn you off to where you're like, I don't want to watch this channel anymore because he's doing videos out of the bunker. So I hope you guys stick around and don't get irritated by the content that you don't like. Some of it is really fun. Golfing with the broomstick. I forgot I don't know why his name just escaped me. Uh, his name escaped me. I'm sorry. But that idea came from a subscriber who said he could watch me golf with I think it was Ryan, maybe. I can't remember. But he said he'd watch me golf with a rock and a broomstick. So I'm like, this is just classic to make this into a video. And that was so much fun. And so the rain video, I'm like, this is something that I think people need to know if they happen to play in the rain. A lot of people don't, so a lot of people aren't going to watch that video, but it was fun. It was a fun video to do. I made some music at the end that I hope you guys got to watch, and if you didn't, you should check it out because I thought that little music video clip at the end was just hilarious. But videos like that are a lot of fun. Um, the 7 benefits to being a short hitter. I probably could have done some things like titling it maybe a little bit better. I don't know. But that video was like a fun video. And I think that might have been my best video. So I don't know where I was going. I don't know where I was going. But I think the point I was making is I don't want to overwhelm you guys with content. But I also want to create fun content. I want to give something for everybody. So love your golf swing and the content. New Odyssey putters with the gold insert have me thinking about trading my Tree Hop 5K. Gorgeous putters. There's no such thing as too much golf info. Well, Dwayne, I hope you're right. I hope you're right that because I've been putting out a lot of it, and I don't know this winter, I'm not really sure how much content I'm gonna put out, but I will assure you it's going to be at a minimum of 3 videos a week. That's kind of like for me, that's my minimum. You probably don't need that much to grow the channel, but it helps. Those Odyssey putters look sweet. Agreed. Brian, you don't have one of those yet. Brian's gonna feel like I'm picking on him, guys, but one thing that in our 2-person scramble, I'm surprised I didn't say it on film, so I'll say it now. Brian, who has access to whatever clubs he wants, and he's had every club under the sun, plays the 2-person scramble as my partner. He has a 3-wood that I think he hits, you correct me if I'm wrong, Brian, but probably 250, 240, 250, somewhere in there. And then his next club is a 4-iron that I believe he hits maybe 205, 210, something like that. So he's got a 30, 35, 40-yard gap. And I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Now, the good part about that is that's what caused us to hit it over the 15th green, and I had that pitch in for birdie, which was the highlight of that video. Still can't believe we finished second. I thought we would be down in the running, but we did pretty well in that. John, humble, relatable, promise to keep it real, and I promise to keep watching. This is me, John. I appreciate it. I appreciate you, and it's the only person I know how to be is myself. John Adams said, what do you think of a 19 handicapper putting a very old 1-iron in his bag? Brian said he's still trying to fill that hole in his bag. I'm gonna let you borrow a hybrid. You might have to switch. You might have to change it to a stiff shaft, but I'm gonna give you a hybrid. I'm sure I got one laying around. John Adams, a one iron, an old one iron blade in his bag. All right, I believe yes, a serious question, John. Let me think. Um, I think it depends on what you're playing the game for. I think everything is comes down to that. Like if you're trying to are I always look at it like there are people that just want to play and have fun. Okay, or have fun. Just want to play, have a good time. If if your scoring isn't necessarily a lowest score isn't the goal, you're just trying to enjoy yourself. Like have whatever in the bag you want. But a 19 handicapper putting a one iron blade in his bag, if your goal is scoring, that's I can't recommend that. I can't recommend that. Today I was looking at, and I may do a quick little video with it. I got a old two iron that uh, old Hogan two iron. I think it's from the '60s. I'll have to try to figure that out. But I want to do just a short video on this two iron because I remember Hogan. They had a thing of Hogan how far he hit his clubs, and driver was 260, I believe, and three wood, so on and so forth. And this two iron, he hit 185. That's what it said. Two iron 185. So I want to do a quick video with that two iron, see how far I hit it, and I have an idea to have the guy that I was talking about earlier that hits it really far to also hit that two iron and see how far he will hit it. South Carolina, watch YouTube golf every night, all different channels. To me, the more content, the better. Enjoy watching you play with one of your friends or trying out different balls. Like your music too. Thank you very much. So if you watch every night, I hope you watch me every night, South Carolina golfer, because I've been producing content almost every day. Just watch the rangefinder reviews. Alfar looks like it would meet my needs. Good. Very good, Jerry. That was a fun video. Would you like me getting water dumped on my head at the end of that video? How's it going, Jack? How are you? Wait a minute. Jack, you're not from Crete, are you? Let me know if you played at Balmoral Woods, Jack. Let me know if that's you. Jack, you never replied to my email. I don't know if you got my email, Jack, but I I actually released the front nine about a week or so ago, and I'll release the back nine sometime within the next week. But I talked about you earlier on the live stream, Jack. I emailed you that, now Jack, I know you're in high school, so I emailed you and I wanted the parents to be okay with it. But my idea was I know you're the number one player at your school, and my idea was for you and the number two player at the school to play a match against Tom and I. And I thought that would be a fun video. Parents could be there, watch, so on and so forth, as long as they're okay with it. And um, we would need the okay of the course, which I believe you're there quite often. So it's not too cold yet. So think about that. Check your email, Jack. It might be in your spam folder. Check your email. And if you want to do that, email me back because I already talked to Tom about it. I think that would be a pretty cool idea for us to play two junior golfers. And someone else was talking about playing junior golfers a little bit earlier. Are you going to try more club reviews in the future? Yes, Brian. I mentioned earlier, like what I want to do is I'm trying to hook up with the retailer. I'm in talks with them because these companies, I'm not like my channel isn't the size where Callaway and Titleist and all these companies are going to send me clubs to review or demo. So, so I'm trying to build a relationship with the retailer I'm in talks with them to where I can try out their demo clubs in house and do like kind of a sponsored video and thanking them for it and this and that. And I think that would be great for the channel. I was hoping to start that like a month ago, and that would be great for the channel, great for you guys, because I can look at all the new clubs, and if I could make that work, it would be just awesome. But with that being said, anytime I get clubs to review, um, when I can, I will. I do have some Cleveland clubs I think I'm going to be able to get, but I want to be able to review all the new stuff. Wondering with the hopes that you would have made some real good comedy out of it. Nightmare has no business with a club like that in his bag. Well, John, you heard me. Like, if you're having fun, or if you're do you have your friend who's got a 1 iron in his bag on the live stream now? But no, if you're having fun and you like the looks of it, hey, I'm all for, hey, golf is a game, you know. So if you're just trying to have fun, you like the looks of this club, you want it in your bag, hey, go for it. But if your ultimate goal is to play better golf and to score better, no, you shouldn't have a 1 iron. I mean, I don't know who hits a one. I don't know anyone personally who hits a 1 iron. And I know scratch golfers. I know guys that are plus handicaps. I know guys who won state tournaments, state professional tournaments. I know guys who used to be former pros, playing professionals. Not on the PGA tour, but on other tours, and none of them hit a 1 iron. I remember Tom and I played a 4-person scramble, and we were paired with another foursome. Of all four of these guys were like handicaps of like +2 or better. These guys are all like qualified for national events and all of this stuff, like U.S. mid-ams, and none of those guys had a 1 iron in the bag. Uh, and somehow we shot, I think, 15 or 16 under in that 4-person scramble and beat that team. That was like, it was incredible. And we had, so it was Tom, who's Tom gravitates like, I think he's like a 0 now. I think he might be a plus now, but he goes from Tom's worst. He was a 2 this summer. He got up to a 2, and so I think he gravitates to like from a +1 to a 2, from a +1 handicap to a 2 handicap, and then it had me, and then there was 2 other guys who were like maybe like 6 handicaps, and we shot 15 under and beat that team. It was amazing. Okay, John Adams. Now I know who you are. I didn't know who you are before because the screen name was different before, but now I know who you are. Very, very funny. So John Adams is another guy, not the second president of the United States, but another guy who he's got a friend who is a really good golfer. I'm guessing Brian knows him too. Jeff, he played at St. Francis, not Petro, another Jeff. But is I'm guessing he's a +2, +3 maybe, somewhere in there. So John Adams and the +2, +3 handicap, uh, we're going to do a match against Tom and I. We're hoping to have. South Carolina golfer. Have you ever come down to Myrtle Beach and played? The weather holds up pretty good in South Carolina. Nope, never played in Myrtle Beach. Golfer's elbow. Yes, Dwayne. I've been lucky the last, I would say maybe eight, maybe longer than that, maybe 10 years since I've had an injury. Now, from the time of my late 20s, I had golfer's elbow. I had something with my back. I would, it seemed like every few years I'd have some injury that would kind of derail my golfing. So I did have golfer's elbow, but that has been a long time ago. It's probably been 15 years. Once I hurt my knee from jogging and pushing it a little bit too much. I went for like a jog, and I was only jogging for like, I would either do 2.5 miles or I'd do 5 miles. And all of a sudden, one day I decided to just run like Forrest Gump, and I ran for like 13 miles. And the next day, my knee it was pretty stupid. Yeah, that wasn't good for Lee Trevino, was it? Graphite shafts are the answer. Mystery Man. I've never seen that name before. Favorite pro golfer? That's a tough one because are you doing pro golfer? Well, I guess this person technically is still you're still playing. I think this this when Brian first heard this, it shocked him, and it'll make sense to you guys. Favorite pro golfer, Corey Pavin. Corey Pavin. I think once in a newspaper article, I was asked like my favorite foursome, or if I could play with any other three golfers. I think, and it was Jack Nicklaus, Bobby Jones, and Corey Pavin. So which out of those three doesn't fit? But yeah, Corey Pavin was, and so now I'm going back 15 years or so, and Corey wasn't eligible for the U.S. Open. I think it was U.S. Open, and he was playing in like a local qualifier or something like that, and it was kind of nearby, and I wanted to like try to play in this qualifier so I could play, uh, possibly meet Corey Pavin, but I didn't even try to qualify. I'm pretty sure it was. No, it doesn't make sense why he would be in a local qualifier, but I don't know. A good mustache back in the day. Yes, he was. Yes, he was. That forward he hit. Corey was just. I've never been like a huge fan of his golf swing, but I just like the way that he could just grind around the golf course and obviously not hit it far, but just make pars. I think at one point he had the record on the tour for like lowest number of putts for 9 holes or something like that. And Brian knows a lot about Brian knows a lot about lowest number of putts because we played rounds. So I'm like, he only had like 22 putts, I think. I keep bringing Brian up because he's obviously I've been playing with him a long time, and so guys, you think I have a good short game when Brian's short game was like really on. It was just it was unheard of. But I think I had a real good short game back in the day, and I think my short game is pretty good now also. Never been able to touch his putting though, ever, ever, ever. But I think I was a better iron player than him, so maybe I don't know. Watching Luke Donald for similar reason, incredible short game. Yes, Luke Donald, incredible short game. So Corey Pavin, you guys know I already said I think Bobby Jones is the greatest of all time. Bobby Jones. I said in that Halloween video, I believe. Um, but yeah, yeah, without a doubt, Corey Pavin. I've kind of always been a guy who rooted. rooted for the underdog all the time. Um, so that's one of the reasons why I like Corey Pavin. Love the recent video with the old persimmon woods and classic irons. Thank you, Matthew. Another golfer. Now we're going back even further than Corey Pavin, but another golfer I like. Again, another gritty golfer who I wasn't a fan of his golf swing, but he got everything out of the game. Tom Kite, another guy just like that. Like Tom Kite got everything he could out of his game, worked hard, and great short game. Just another, you would say overachiever. Classiest golfer ever born, Bobby Jones. Agreed, agreed. I'll mess up the line, I'm sure, but Bubba Watson, Bubba just hits it too far for me to like. Another, I'll mess up the line that Bobby Jones said. So, you know, get the essence right. Is Bobby Jones said when he got congratulated for calling a penalty on himself, and I think this was in the movie too. He got congratulated for calling a penalty on himself, and he said something like, "You might as well congratulate a man for not robbing a bank." And it was, it in his mind, right? That made sense. It's like it's golf. Like you're supposed to call the penalty if that's what happened. That's what happened. Like you don't need to congratulate me for doing what I'm supposed to do. So, and not to go full circle to where this whole video started, but that's what bothered me about some of the comments of people on the I Was Confronted video, the people that disagree with me and say I was doing the wrong thing. That's what bothered me about that, is because I've always been a person who kind of prided myself on always trying to do the right thing. So when someone's claiming I'm doing something wrong, it bothered me, and it shouldn't, because it's the internet, and I realize you're not going to make everybody happy. Everybody's not going to agree with you, um, and I have to learn that. Review of the irons that Corey Pavin used to win the U.S. Open, Cleveland V8S. All right. I remember those irons. What if my channel was bigger to where I could actually call on Corey Pavin and interview him, or even play golf with him? Now, wouldn't that be incredible? You know what? I apologize. I believe someone earlier, this person's probably long gone. And just the person I am, I'll probably try to figure out who it is and like message them later. But someone else asked that about channels and or golf podcasts you currently listen to. Play a match with any PGA Pro, who would it be? Corey Pavin. But let me think of that one. YouTube channels, I like Mark Crossfield. I like Golf Sidekick. Sees a lot about strategy. Um, those are probably two that I really like. Now, some other ones, I've watched a little bit of the Bryan Bros. I do like them, even though it's kind of, you can't, it's hard to relate to them because, they hit it a lot further. They're such good golfers. Um, it's a little difficult to relate, but I do like the Bryan Bros. Um, George, probably George. I like George Bryan a little more than than Wesley because Wesley is good and he knows how good he is and he's not afraid to tell you how good he is. Where George is maybe a little bit more subdued and a little bit more humble. Um, so I do like George. He actually gets excited when he plays well, and Wesley just expects to play well. So nothing against Wesley if somehow somebody knows Wesley, but I like George a little bit more. Trying to think of any other channels. I have to think about that. If you play a match with PGA Pro, who would it be? Um, if I could play a match with any PGA Pro, who would it be? So I'm guessing the PGA Pro is my partner, and we're playing against Brian and somebody else. Um, who would it be? Well, Corey Pavin's not on the PGA Tour anymore, so it wouldn't be Corey Pavin. Wow. Can't believe I'm going to say this, but this is the name that popped in my head. And even Brian will laugh at this. I think for a partner, there may be someone else that pops in my head, but off the top of my head, I'm thinking Xander Schauffele. That's who I'm thinking. I'm thinking Xander Schauffele. I can't think of anyone else like Thomas. No, Fowler. No, um, Bryson. Definitely no. Uh, Brooks. I can't think of anyone. Like I think Xander Schauffele would be the guy. I'll probably think of someone else, but off the top of my head, Xander Schauffele would be the guy right now. Definitely better all around game goes Mr. Hands down since we played driver broke and I now wear a glove. Oh boy. Oh boy. I don't know, Brian. It would be mystery man. What about not a scratch golfer? I've watched that channel. That's good stuff. He gives very good advice. So that's a good channel. Not a scratch golfer. Yes. Who the Dod King is? Have you seen his stuff? I know who the Dod King is, Brian, and I've seen his thumbnail on my YouTube when I watch YouTube, but I have not watched one video from the Dod King. Dan Hendrickson, there's another one. Dan Hendrick is good. I do like Dan Hendrickson. Kevin Kistner is fun, but see, Kevin Kistner is another guy. Kevin Kistner knows exactly how good he is. That's how all I can say that to that. Kevin Kistner is, uh, he's a guy that knows how good he is, and he's going to like he's going to show you. So I might be a little intimidated to even be a partner of Kevin Kistner's. Dan Hendrickson, I'd like to play golf with Dan Hendrickson. There's a guy I'd like to play with. Pick Bryson for the long bombs. Yes, yes, he does have the long. Chi Chi, your favorite golfer of all time. Chi Chi, good guy, good guy, good guy. No doubt about it. Doppelganger. Cam Davis, dude, has a great personality. Yep. U.S. Open in Pinehurst one year at a practice round was 3 feet from Jack Nicklaus with no one around with a chance to meet him. He looked so annoyed at me I couldn't say anything to him. Oh boy. Change any rule, what would it be? Tropicana Entertainment, I have not, but I wrote that. I'll write that one down. No, I have no. I've never even heard of it. Some of these YouTubers, you guys get in their ears, and maybe they'll do a collab with me. Um, Someone said the other day in one of my videos, like, you need to do a video with Rick Shields. I'm like, Rick Shields. Oh boy, that would be, it would be good to do a video with him, but Rick Shields is playing with Ricky Fowler. He's not playing with Mr. Short Hitter. Uh, Change any rule, what would it be? Wow. I've not played, I think I played like 2 courses in Indiana. But I'll write that one down. Maybe they'll let me do a vlog there. Sandy Pines. You know, the problem with changing the rule is that it's the rule. The one rule I don't like is, but it's like there's no real way to change it. Would be um, probably the divot. If I could change anything, you wouldn't have to hit out of a divot. But how do you change that rule? You can't. I mean, there's nothing you can do to change that rule. Luckily, I've practiced out of divots, so I've grown pretty good at hitting out of them. But I think that's one. Uh, but there's no way you can change it because now who's going to say whether it's a divot or not, whether it's just bare ground. It's just too leaves too much room for interpretation. But I would like to not have to hit out of divots, but that's just the way it is. Any course on tour? uh, I guess it's not necessarily considered a tour course, but they have a tour event there. Well, it's not necessarily a tour event, but anyway, without question, Augusta, without question, there's nothing that could ever come close to that. Yeah, that's what I would say too. Gator Golf USA, yes. Yeah, Gator. I've got to actually next time I want to announce it a little bit sooner. I did a little video uh, early this morning. I put out a video that say I was going to go live, and then I put something on the Instagram and the Facebook, and I was going to do a community post, but I didn't. Uh, but I want to do a little bit better notice next time because I've actually been on live since 6:30, so I've been on live for 2 hours and 43 minutes right now. Next time I'm going to announce it sooner so you guys know, and I'm also going to do a couple different times. I'm probably going to do one really quickly within the next few days at a completely different time because some of you are like, I mean, I had someone in Thailand saying, a few people that were in Thailand said they couldn't be on, and I've got people in the UK that I think it's 5 hours difference. So I'm going to do some different times. So just whatever time suits you guys, go on that one. You guys in the US, this is the best time for you, I'm sure. John Adams, Ligon's the best part I've seen in person. Dude can roll that thing. Anything within 20 feet so it'll end up at the bottom of the cup. That's right. But I don't think Ligon would be the guy. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. I'll take Ligon. Have a match with you and your partner. I think let's do that. Let's do that, John Adams. I'll do that. We'll do a match with Ligon at Ligon's course. We'll do a match with Tom at my home course. If you guys want to play 2 matches. Wade's World says, having been a rules official and met people from the UFT, I can tell you writing good rules is a lot harder than people think. I know Wade's World. I'm sure it's just tough because there's so much going on. There's so much people leave room for interpretation. It's just hard to create black and white rules. Um, it's tough. Anyway, that would be my rule that I could change. I'm working with my fly golf simulator in my garage at the moment. Nice. I just got home from work. Okay, cool. Is that simulator? I can't remember. I think you might have been the one that mentioned that simulator system to me, and I did email that company. So I don't know if I want to invest. I can't remember how much it costs. I don't want to. It's hard for me to just invest in that simulator just to create a video. So I was hoping to reach out to the company and maybe be able to demo the product for you guys, but um, I didn't hear from them. 10:16 here in Canada. Golf season over for us. Another 6 months just swinging my club in the living room. Yeah, that's 6 months down. That's a long time. We've got, it just depends on how much you want to bundle up, but generally the season here is December, January, February is kind of like, we've been lucky to be able to play in those 3 months, but back in the day, we weren't able to play in those 3 months, but now we can. I mean, unless we get 3 inches or 6 inches of snow that doesn't melt in December, that's a possibility too. My real full name is Mr. Short Hitter. Brian texted me he disliked my video. Bike golf it's like a practice club you hook up to your phone and TV. Done a few videos. Okay, very cool. Try golf. If I live closer to you, I can borrow it. I get Brian to buy one. He can work on that hook. Brian. I've been teasing you for the last hour and a half now, so I'm gonna try to stop. Last year, you were able to play in the winter. If this keeps up, you'll need to do how to play into winter. How to play in the winter. There we go. Yeah, I think John Adams there talked about how to play. He said a video idea about how to play in 45-degree weather, but I've played in when it's sunny, played in 35-degree weather. We used to play all winter long. Video about the college golf experience. This is all good, guys. I think this is what I needed because I don't think I'm going to have any shortage of content for the winter. I think there's quite a few names that are kind of going out and going out of the live and coming into the live, and I got 51 likes, so there's a lot of new people kind of rotating in and giving me their ideas. So I appreciate it. 6 months in Canada, really? You only golf for 6 months? I mean, is that really like a hard and fast rule, or sometimes does it? Sometimes do you have some warm months in the winter season? What would you say to a player who has played for years, has a super solid game, but just continues to shoot 95-ish plus or -3? Has a super. Wait a minute. I'm confused by that though. What is super solid about the game? And they're shooting 95 ish. So what are they doing? What's wrong? Because something's not solid if they're shooting. I mean, unless they're playing, you know, I don't know. I don't know what course, Oakmont. Um, but if they're shooting 95 ish plus or minus three, what is super solid about their game? Something is not solid. All time favorite golf club that you play with over the years? Oh, open mid April at the earliest. Wow. All time favorite golf club that you play with? Well, I can give you two. Probably the Ping Pal two putter that I used to putt with back. I think I got that thing as a sophomore in high school or something like that, and I putted with that for a long time, a long time. So that would be probably my favorite of all time, my putter, that putter. And outside of that is probably the Highwood, probably the Highwood. You know, I've been thinking about doing a video Highwood versus a seven wood just to draw a comparison because I think the only thing that I would gain if I had a, and I got to look at the distances too, but the seven wood will fly higher, but that Highwood flies awful high. Courses done. Are you looking to change anything in your bag for next season? Hmm. No, the only thing, Chris, that I would probably do, um, the only thing I would probably do is I never got around, and I may actually do this by the end of this year, is I never got around to testing the CBX and the RTX and the 54-degree wedge. So if there's anything I would change, it's probably getting my wedges dialed in of which wedge I'll have at 54 degrees, and maybe making sure I got the right loft wedges in that. But 58 and 54 degrees are solid. But it's like my next is a 48. Should I have a 50 versus the 48? Something like that. So it would just be tinkering in the wedges in whether it's a RTX or CBX, and also 48 versus 50 degrees. Or maybe I go 50, 46 into a 9 iron, something like that. I'm good. Did you forget who dad and brother were? I can take it. Plus, since playing together, it's motivating. I'm just having a good time, Brian. I'm just joking with you. I did talk about how great your putting is, and we always joke about your driving. We've done that for years. Ran out of bird. It's always going to trees on par fives. Well, there you go. 54 and 58. What's the third wedge I should have in the bag? Iceman, that's the decision that I was just talking about. It's kind of, you got to figure out the gaps based on your distance as you hit it and which gap you need to fill. Um, generally, players are looking at anywhere from 10 to 12-yard gaps in those wedges. So 54, you're going to figure out how far you hit that wedge. And now, whether you have a 50 or 48, most likely it's going to be a gapping session to where you say, oh, I hit this club 10 yards further or 12 yards further. So it's all based on how far you need to hit that next wedge. And that's the same thing that I need to really get, near the end of the season or the beginning of the next season. That's my only area that I think I would needs some adjusting. But I think the main thing is knowing how far they go and can you hit that in between shot if you need to. If you're a player that shoots like Iceman, you're saying you're shooting in the 90s. If you're that player, then don't hit in between shots. Pick one of the clubs, most likely the longer club, and hit it full. Unless you have a back pin, then maybe you need to hit the shorter club. So Iceman, check out I did do a video on 3 driving tips recently. I hope you saw that video. But I do need to work on maybe doing another driving video. I'll write that down. Is it going in the trees right or left? Brian needs a high wood. That would have fit that gap. You would have probably been hitting that thing, 220 carry, landing perfectly on those par fives, and we probably would have shot 11 under instead of 7 under, and we would have been in the playoff. The Copper Pal 2 in my garage that I played also. I still have that Ping Pal 2 in my basement. Every once in a while on my little birdie ball putting green, I'll hit some putts on it or with it. You guys, anybody want a review of the birdie ball putting green? Play half set so I never have to think too much about club selection. That's from the break 100 video, I think. I like that. I like that. Break 100, to shoot in the 90s, mid 90s, low 90s. You don't need 14 clubs in the bag. Adds confusion. What's always come down to handicap, in my opinion. I like to see some drills on how to use the hybrid to chip. Okay. Hybrid to chip. Or hybrid to chip, yeah. That driver is awesome. That Tacoma driver is a very good driver. Like that, guys, victory is the sum of your thoughts. That's what I say when I go play a tournament. It's just like you said, nothing bothers me on a golf course because of that. That saying right there, victory is the sum of your thoughts. It's not a score. It's not a score. You think better, ultimately you play a little better. Iceman, I just changed my stance, moved my back foot behind me about 3 or 4 inches, and driver went from 240 about 270 or more carry. Well, I don't know I don't know what to say about that one. That's pretty good though. 270 carry and straight. And straight. I think you're I don't know, Iceman. You might be messing with me now. You just changed your stance in between the comment you just made. I don't know what that means. Chris Oren, what are the 2 flags hanging on your wall behind you? So, Iceman live from the course. Okay. Right. So I mentioned earlier the yellow flag is I got that that's a flag from Village Links of Glen Ellen. That's the last hole-in-one that I got. I talked about a little bit earlier in the live. Someone asked how many hole-in-ones I had, and I said I had 6, and the last one was at Village Links of Glen Ellen, and they gave me that flag, and that was, I don't know, 3 years ago or so, 2 or 3 years ago. And then the other one, the green, is from I played in the Heritage Bluffs Open, and that's their flag, and that was back in 2010. Oh, I do that. He said try and three, but I don't know. I don't know. Oh boy, I don't know. Iceman, that's good. If you hitting a 270 and straight, very good. Mike, thank you, Mystery Man. Six hole in ones. That thank you very much. I told a story earlier about the first one I got with playing with Brian, and he confirmed it was 1999. At one hole in one was playing night golf with throwing the dark golf balls. Gator Golf says six. I've got two. Last one was 2011. I have to look that. I got. I know I've got the fifth one was in a tournament at Ziegfeld Troy Open on 160-yard par three, and that one was. I think that was in 2016. I believe that one, the last one was 2019. The first one was 1999. Looks like Jack has found my Instagram, so that's good. That match with Jack might happen. Any albatrosses? No, no albatrosses. I don't hit it far enough for an albatross, Mystery Man. Videos are awesome, by the way. What's going to be your next video? Lesman says, "Good grief, y'all still talking." Well, Les, I think there's different. What's happening is there's different people that are going out of the live, and different people coming into the live. So it's like I think people are the people that originally were in were people that saw the video or saw the Instagram wherever they saw it, so they knew it was happening. And now the people that have come in now are new people that somehow you know found it through the algorithm or whatever. So Les Smith, where are you at? Three hole in ones here, very good. Where are you at? A couple days ago. Thank you, thank you. It was 2 hours in. Yeah. I watched a 20 something swingers drive around 120 a couple years ago, and my back's still hurting. Austin, Texas. Oh, yeah, very good. I think you said Texas earlier, Les. So, Gator Golf went first. He said Wisconsin. So, and the reason why I was saying that, Les, because you were competing with me. You said let's compete to get to see who gets to scratch first. So I was like, if you were close, what a great competition that would be. And then we could confirm it with a match. But you're in Austin, Texas. So I don't know about, like, if I ever go to Texas to visit Clean Green Golf Balls, then maybe I'll look you up and see that 2.1 handicap in action, man. That's pretty good. That's very good. That's very good. It depends on the course. There's certain courses, the old saying, horses for courses. There's certain courses that I could uh, play pretty well at. Like I said, like I told you guys earlier, Thomas gravitates between a +1 and a 2 was his worst. But there's one course in general that where we play and I can probably get the best of them. Those matches are probably about 50-50 now. Wisconsin, Virginia, Peru, Indiana. Better. Yeah, that would. That would be fun. That would be fun, Les. You're probably, well, no, you say you're 57, so I was going to say you'd be longer, but you're 57, so I don't know if you're a long hitting 57 or not. Um, but maybe we are close to the same distance, or maybe you're a little longer than me. You're 2.1, depends on the length of the courses and all of that. The road to 90. Someone wanted to make a channel about progression. The road to 90. Haha. I don't know. People, there are people that would definitely watch that. The only thing I can say about advice is you want to try to do a good job on your editing, and you've got to put out enough content to keep people interested. I think the YouTube gurus will probably tell you one video a week at a minimum, but I think starting out you really need to do more than that. I just bought some Pro Views from Lost Golf Balls, and I have a slower swing speed in the high 80s. Should I be using a different ball? 265 is so yes, Les, you're definitely longer. Getting faster, need to pick up a little distance for U.S. Senior Open, probably because yeah, 265 ish. That's yes. You need to pick up distance probably to play in the U.S. Senior Open qualifier, but man, I would love to hit it 265 ish. I would love that. Yeah, Gator, I said I haven't this year because I haven't really been playing many full rounds. I haven't played tournaments, so on and so forth. You know, and most of my rounds I've played ball reviews. I think one weird thing about the handicap system is like now you're not even supposed to post your handicap if you're playing by yourself, and you guys know I'm doing that all the time. However, probably four to five ish, depending on how I'm playing, but 4 to 5. When I'm struggling, I'm a 5, and when I'm playing good, I'm probably better than a 4. And that's what I was saying earlier is I'm not sure if the viewers would be interested in me creating a kind of a get better series to where I try to get back my handicap back down to scratch because I do want to start competing again. Okay. Yeah, that is cheap for a urethane ball. Well, Titleist will tell you, HR, that Pro V1s are a good golf ball for anyone. So I can't say a Pro V1 is the wrong golf ball for you. I wouldn't say that. Um, I think you might. I couldn't even say there's a better golf ball for you. It kind of depends on what you're looking for in a golf ball. It may not be like the the fastest golf ball for your swing speed, but Pro V1 is a good golf ball. You can't go wrong with that. Punching out under trees. Yep. a video a while back about playing from the forward tees to get used to going as low as possible. Yes, yes, Les, and and that was one of those video ideas that I did, and I started going in a lot of different directions, and I didn't get to really follow up on that idea like I wanted to. And there is some season left, so maybe I'll take that to the next step. But the idea was to break 70, and it was like, okay, I want to break 70 from the forward tees. This was a par 68 course. Then go back to the blue tees or white tees or whatever, and just keep going, playing a little bit tougher course or a little bit longer distance until I didn't break 70, and then kind of do an assessment of what I needed to do to go to that next step. And it was one of those video ideas and series that it didn't seem like I got a lot of people were interested in that idea. So I didn't really move forward with it. So guys, we've been going on a long time, but for me, it's it's easier to do this because normally I would have sat on the couch at 6:30 and I would have been editing a video and would not even have been halfway through it. So instead, I got to talk to you guys or get to talk to you guys and find out exactly what content you're interested in while making content. So this is great for me, and I do want to know, how often you guys want me to do a live. I'd love to know that too. Hmm. It's an interesting way to look at it. If you got two balls, South Carolina, and you know those balls and you trust them and you got a feel for them, then that's good. Because most of the time, I would advise people to find the ball they like and stick with that. And what they like, they trust, they know what it's going to do, and stick with that. But if you got two balls, same thing. You know why and when you're using them. That's the same thing. Most annoying golf habits you see. Same as for South Carolina. Brian said, I believe there are no bad premium golf balls. I can tell a difference in feel a bit, but wow, do all of them perform? You're an eight. You're not an eight. You are not an eight. Oh my gosh. So most annoying golf habits you see. Uh, okay. All I can do is think of things that I've seen. Probably if someone, because sometimes you think of people doing things intentionally. So standing standing in your through line when you're putting because it's against the rules of golf anyway. So standing in your through line when you're putting, either straight through you or behind you, so you're not supposed to do that. You can move in, so I can be at an angle, and then, or I can be at an angle, and when you hit your putt, I can move in so that I can see it. Watch on tour, they do that all the time. But standing directly behind me, um, anytime. Whether thank you very much, Gator Golf. I really appreciate it, man. Thank you, thank you. Um, so standing directly behind me on any shot is going to kind of irritate me. Um, Too many practice swings, you know. Um, Now these things are annoying to me, but it's not like I'm not going to say anything to the golfer. But you probably shouldn't be taking 4 practice swings before you hit a shot. Now I think it's a little different if you have a little touchy shot by the green, you're on the side and you're trying to hit a little flop shot or something, you're getting a feel. That's a little bit different. You're taking a lot of little swings to try to feel it, but to have a 8 iron into a green and be back taking 4 completely full practice swings, um, no, 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 that would probably annoy me. Uh, other things are obvious etiquette. The worst, not fixing divots, not fixing ball marks. Those are the worst. Uh, I wouldn't say anything to the golfer again, but what I've done is actually fixed a golfer's divot for, or repaired, replaced the divot for them, or I fix ball markers for I fix ball marks for guys in the group all the time. That's just like a courteous thing. But if you make a big divot and you're not fixing it, I'm going to go grab the divot and put it in, and maybe next time you'll remember to do that. So nothing else I can think of off the top of my head. Talking. Obviously, you don't want to be talking while someone else is hitting. And Brian, I do agree with what you said earlier. There are no bad premium golf balls. One thing I generally say is you got to find the ball that is best for you. Like there's differences in the balls, and there's different reasons for playing the balls, but there's no bad premium golf balls out there that I've seen. I have to edit Gator Golf. Okay, I wrote that down. Video with Gator Golf. Okay, no bad premium balls. Yeah, Les, that is a good idea. It's your content about getting the scratch. Very good. Let's hook up. Not fixing ball marks. That's it. Recommend a live session every 2 weeks or once a month. Thanks again for all you offer. Every 2 weeks or once a month. This is actually like a break for me, guys, because I don't have to sit and edit. So I feel happy that I'm doing this live stream instead of editing a video. With that being said, there probably won't be a video tomorrow, but I will have one Saturday, and I'll have either subscriber Sunday or a review on Sunday, which could be this super soft review. Wilson Duo restricts on soft fields are great for 85% of golfers. No, what does Mr. Short Hitter think? Wilson Duo restricts on soft fields are great for 85% of golfers. No, what does Mr. Short Hitter think? I agree. I agree with that, Brian. And I don't know if you were on when I was talking about that Spalding SD Tour ball. I keep beating this, like, you know, maybe you guys would think like I had stock in that company or something. I keep talking about it. But Brian, the Spalding SD Tour ball, like, I want you to get that golf ball, Brian. Get that golf ball. They got the SD Tour X at Walmart for like, I don't know, $12, $15 a dozen. It's the amazing thing, most amazing thing I've ever seen. Try that ball for me, Brian. It's incredible. A review of ways people cheat in golf. Ways people cheat. I might do a collab on that. Brian played a lot of, not as much tournament golf, but quite a bit of tournament golf. And even Jason has, so guys can let me know. We'll talk about how people cheat. Mystery Man, Wild Gator. Just I appreciate it, Gator. I appreciate it. Yes, you did. So Gator, so next my next, you just sponsored my next course blog. You just sponsored that. So that might be the one I go to Heritage Bluff, and I'll that's sponsored by Gator Golf. I wrote it down. Heritage. Thank you, Gator. That means a lot, buddy. All right, Les. All right, Les, you're the man. I appreciate it, Les. And I think I seen some of your comments in other videos, and I did not know you were that good a golfer, man. 2.1, that's great. And keep working at it. And I want to see you in that. Let me know about that U.S. Senior Open, qualifier that you're playing in. I want to know about it, and I may follow your name. So, like you said, you don't want to lay an egg. But I've got tournaments I'm playing next year, and I may lay an egg too. So, but you'll do great. Iceman, I agree. My buddy has a whole dance before he hits the ball. The shadow monsters. Yeah, the shadows are not good. Oh no. Oh no, Anthony. Oh no, Anthony. Um, man, that's a tough one. I probably tend to say it's such a close one for me, to be honest. But I'm such a traditionalist. I'm still kind of leaning Jack, unless if Tiger got the majors, I would there wouldn't even be a debate to me. But I'm giving you the most politically correct answer I can. They're almost like a dead heat to me. When Tiger won the last tournament he won, I'm almost like it's almost a dead heat. But I'm still probably leaning Jack. I think it's almost an age thing too. Like the people that are, you know, 30s, 40s, you know, mainly 30s and 20s, they're definitely going to say Tiger. Did you get any snow this week? We had about 3 inches. We did on Halloween. On Halloween, we got some snow. I'm not really sure how much we got, but it was coming down pretty heavy for a short period of time. Hammer Distance X out. Laugh if you want. I've tried all the other brands, and I continue to shoot my best rounds this fall. Play what works. I can't I can't deny that. I actually did. No, I didn't do a review on those. I did a review on the Top Flight Bomb. Top Flight Bomb. I did. No, Brian. Brian does not use a foot wedge. Brian is a traditionalist, just like me, and Brian is with the game of golf for sure. We grew up by, you know, and we grew up by a really high standard. And his dad was my golf coach, and his dad is like very, very, um, very, very stringent, straight laced. Like he's going to tell you the way it is, and you know, we the rules are the rules. You know, so we really respect golf, and yeah, we would never break any kind of rules. We're the guys that I think Brian and I played a lot of scrambles together, and we've won a lot of scrambles and a lot of four-person scrambles, and we're the guys where we have a great team, and then other players are like looking at us funny because we just shot 15 under or 16 under. Now we haven't played in four-person scramble in a long time, but we'd have two guys that are +2, +3 handicaps. Brian's a great wedge player, great putter. I had a good iron game then, and we'd shoot 15, 16 under in a scramble. We have one guy that could drive the ball 360 yards like regularly, and teams would look at us funny. But we putted everything out, played everything the way we're supposed to play it, didn't break any rules, and that's just the way we play golf. Our golf league's fairly laid back. I would like to get into a league at my local course, but I'm not an amazing golfer yet. Depends on the league. Majority of them, I would say, are, but um, I would maybe meet someone from that league and kind of feel them out. It just depends. There are leagues that are just fun, and there are leagues that they do scoring and they do
weekends and all sorts of other things. So it's just a matter of whether you're in just a fun league or a competitive league, and sometimes they're a combination of the two. And that's good when you said yet. And I appreciate you, Bodacious. You comment on a lot of videos too. I appreciate it. Be interesting to know that Tyler's Truefield is still a huge selling ball and no one talks about it. Wonder why. I did a I did a video on that ball, and can't remember how that ball performed. Does Wilson try it really fly straighter? No idea. It's such a hard thing to gauge. I do know I did a review on that ball recently, and it performed really well. I really liked it, but it's really I can't tell how you would determine that it went straighter without a robot. Feel using the same ball for many years improves your game so much you don't realize it. I'm a proponent of that. Um, I think you want to play the same golf ball. If you find a golf ball you like, um, whether however you find it, I think you want to really think about it before you change what golf ball you play. Feels jacked, but the single greatest accomplishment of any golfer is Tiger winning 4 majors in a row. Grand Slam, besides Bobby Jones, but there was a different Grand Slam than it. Well, they call that the Tiger Slam because he didn't win them all 4 in the same year, but it's incredible. Who's better at the Happy Gilmore swing, me or Brian? Definitely Brian, because I don't know if I've ever even tried it. The Brian's stronger than me, so. Mystery Man, thanks for the insight. The foot wedge comment was in regards ways people cheat. It was only a joke. Oh, okay, I get it. I get it. Iceman, any clubs I should check out? I have been using Cali Roll irons and I love them, but those TaylorMade irons look pretty sharp. Well, you know, that's one thing I want to be able to do more of, Iceman. I want to be able to review clubs, and like I talked about, I keep repeating myself some because I'm not sure who was in the stream then, but I want to be able to hook up with a retailer where I can review clubs, and I'm working on that, and I'm hoping it works out where I can review more clubs. So, speaking specifically on Callaway Rogue irons, TaylorMade irons, I haven't hit those clubs. Thank you very much, Mystery Man. I'd love to be able to test out more clubs, and I'm hoping to be able to do that. And the idea was for a sponsorship, to where I hook up with a retailer. They allow me to demo some of the equipment that they get in, the demo clubs, and then in turn, I talk about thank them for allowing me to film there, and hopefully that brings them some business. Thank you, Iceman. I appreciate it. I think the number one selling golf ball, guys, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the number one selling golf ball right now is that Callaway Super Soft. I think that's amazing seller. Truefield is a definitely a high seller too. Getting text, guys. I'm like, can't believe I've been on this live this long. Winter Skytrack headquarters. Thank you, Iceman. How about playing golf courses we don't see there? I don't know what that's. How about playing golf courses we don't see there in the Midwest nearby? In the Midwest nearby, Tom, I'm not sure where you mean. Thank you, Albert. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, I've filmed that maybe this year about eight, maybe about nine different courses. But I hope to film, like someone mentioned, Heritage Bluff. I hope to film there. I hope to film at Green Garden before the end of the year. So I hope to get about four more courses in before the end of the year. So is that what you mean, Tom? Just other courses here around? Okay, yeah, yeah. I filmed at about eight different courses this summer, and I hope to get about four more in. You know, it'd be great. It'd be great. It would be great to have a relationship with some of these courses to where, um, you know, they just know I film there maybe twice, two or three times a year, to where I can go to certain courses and do vlog, golf ball review, whatever. So I'm hoping to reach out to a few courses and do that. So I do have one course that's south, about an hour south, that I think I'll be able to do, and then just create a relationship with them. Hmm. Okay. All right, guys. Do you guys have any more ideas? I've got a list that has a whole two sided. This is 45 ideas, all from you guys. So I don't have any doubt that I'll have plenty of content for the winter. New screen and projector, pretty cool. Have you run into the dude that gave you crap about PC? No, but that's how actually this whole live started. Is I talked about how I was creating a video to where I talked about some of the negative comments I got from that video, and it all revolved around people who weren't really watching the video. Like they watched part of it, and they skipped the part where I was on a practice screen. They thought I was actually on the course, um, and there was a few people that just. So anyway, that's how this live idea started, because I was going to create that video and highlight some of the responses that I got, that irritated me a little bit. And I said, you know what? I'm not going to do that. Instead, I'm going to do a live to where I can get you guys ideas. Now, if you guys want to see that video of some of the kind of insane comments that I got, and the talk and want me to talk about it, I will. But otherwise, we can just let that go. Thank you very much, South Carolina golfer. Yes, yes, I definitely will. No doubt about it. You know, someone said earlier every 2 weeks or once a month, and I'm thinking that's somewhere in there. I'll find out. Maybe I'll do a poll and find out, just starting from there, whether you guys want one every 2 weeks or once a month, because I think that's definitely good to do over the winter, because the winter there's going to be a little bit different content, although I'm going to do a lot of vlogs, so I'll have them to release throughout the winter. Guys, just so you guys that are on the live know that you will see, and I'm going to try to put some text on the screen so you know when I do it. But I've got maybe 25 or 30 videos still to edit and release that before I switch to left hand low putting. So I know that gets a little confusing. So I'll try to put it on the text on the screen when I release a video like that. But I don't want anyone thinking that I'm going away from left hand low. Like that, I think that's a game saver for me. Like it's just a game changer. But no, South Carolina golfer, I have not run into that guy. Uh, I will do I will do lives maybe either every 2 weeks or once a month. I'll maybe do a poll on that. Um, more instruction. I've got some filmed and some more that I want to do. Thank you very much, Tom. Um, so South Carolina golfer said they knew you knew I was in the right, and I think there was one point from the video that there was a little bit of confusion because the starter's like, well, technically you're not supposed to, but everyone chips there. Well, the point is, all you guys, I'm sure, watched the follow-up video. In the follow-up video, I went to the manager and I found out, like, from the horse's mouth, like, yes, that's where we want you to chip at. That's where we want you to practice at, because the other green is like at the end of a driving range and golf balls can reach it, so we don't even want you over there. So, so he confirmed that I was in the right, but the people that want me to be in the wrong, they didn't watch the follow up video. They're not going to watch the follow up video. And part of what I wanted to say in the video was that one of the things that is kind of bothers me a little bit about YouTube is that, so the guy that makes that comment that says you were 100% wrong, and you know it would pee me off if you're doing this, so on and so forth. That person makes that comment, and then when I reply, because you guys know I reply to everyone, when I reply and explain it, they never say anything else 90% of the time. So they make a judgmental comment, and then they leave to some other channel or some other person and bother someone else. But they never even reply. And of course, they're never going to change it when they find out I was in the right the whole way. Um, so that's the way most of the comments work that are negative. And there's one guy who actually corresponded after he made the negative comment, and then he made another comment on the following video. And I don't think he's in this live, but he's just, and I think I stopped replying to the gentleman or to the guy, and like I just told him, you know, I wish you the best. Be well. I wish you the best, because some people it's not really worth the argument, and some of you guys, viewers, actually then commented on his comment, basically, again, backing up that my opinion that I was right. So that's the thing that bothers me about YouTube, is because I don't want to do anything. I'm not here to create any negativity, and I don't want to break any rules. And I wouldn't even make a video if I was doing something wrong. Why would I highlight something I'm doing wrong? Doesn't even make sense. But I've been playing golf long enough that I respect the game. And the whole thing about this situation, and this is the point that I wanted to make in that video also, is like golf is like a gentleman's game. It's supposed to be, right? So we respect the rules, and we also respect each other. So I just felt like I was being, by a few people, not by you guys, but by a few people, I was being almost insulted and attacked a little bit. And like I mentioned in the other video, like a person was cursing at me, calling me names. Like, over a video, if you don't agree with me, That's fine. But where have we fallen to where we have to talk like that? Like I don't even talk like that out in public to anyone, to no less be on a video cursing at someone. Now I'm a soapbox. I didn't mean to go there, guys, but um, I just do have a little passion about doing the right thing. So sorry. Um, most golfers are pretty cool. Yes, audacious. The internet is, and the thing is, and I said this to one of the viewers. Um, I think it might have been Mark Sheep, but I said this. It seems like every time I get someone that goes off the deep end and makes a comment like that, I get another comment right after that on either that video or a different video of someone telling me how much my videos have helped them or how much they appreciate what I'm doing or something that's really really touching. So it's like, yes, I get that rude person, but then I'll get 50 guys that are like you guys that are appreciative of just what I'm doing, like just find value in what I'm saying, what I have to offer. So I don't let that get to me, but it does bother me just a tad that the world is like that, you know. And some people are they're just they're just trolling. And one of you guys gave me some advice, which I intend to follow, is that when that person is just being hateful and just trolling me, to just not even reply to it. And that's my intention going forward. Like if I know it's clear that this person just is looking to argue with me, then I'm just not going to reply. I'll reply to all the comments. You guys know that, but there are a few people that it's just not worth the reply. And I don't get. And again, it's because they're trolling me. I don't get why, if you don't like a person or you don't like the content or you don't like what I'm doing, then why would you just keep on keep on tuning in to irritate not only me but you guys? Like you guys are irritated by when someone says something just completely off the charts, How much longer do my rounds take when I decide to film? I'm going to say it depends. Here's what it depends on. It depends on if I recognize that there's going to be people on the course that are going to be behind me, then like Brian said earlier, I just put the camera down, hit it. That's some of the videos where you guys see where I'm not talking as much and not giving as much strategic advice. That's if I know there's going to be golfers catching up with me if I take a lot of time. So so a video like that to where I'm just hitting and going, I just put the camera down, click this and that. So it may take, I would say 15 more minutes per nine, so maybe another half hour. If it's a video to where I know I have the course or I have that nine holes to myself and maybe there's foursomes behind me that I know aren't going to catch me, to where I can really uh, give you more talking and more advice, well then it'll take me another say half an hour per night. Never mind the naysayers. I agree with that. Hey, my friend, enjoy the stream. You have a good night and a great weekend. Thank you very much, South Carolina golfer. So, guys, I think we're getting to the end of the line here. I appreciate it. The last thing I'll ask, if you guys are in the chat, it's like there's about 15 of you left. If you guys are in the chat, leave one comment letting me know how often I should go live. One person said 2 weeks to either 2 weeks or a month. Another person said, I don't know what the other person said. So let me know how often I should go live. Give me 2 minutes. I'll be right back because I'm 50. So guys, my dog is really confused right now. He's like, who is he talking to? Doing the right things. Thank you, Tom. Paul says 2 weeks. Gator Golf says once. What does that mean? Once a month? Once a week? Once a year? Oh, getting burned out. So Bodacious, to be honest, this is the least of this is like this is easy, like what would burn me out is editing the videos. Like I was talking earlier, for me to do a 15-minute if I create a 15-minute video, that's like 10 hours of editing. This is easy. Like I would have been, I don't know, a third of the way through editing a video. So so these are a lot easier than actually editing. That's what would burn me out. So I need to take be careful with that. Okay, whatever you can do every other week, minimum once a month, agree once a month, go live at least 1 or 2 times a month with certain topics to cover and a timeline. Okay, once a month. Yeah, that's a good idea, HM, about certain topics. Um, that's almost like a podcast, but that's a good idea. This first one was I just wanted to get ideas for content for the winter, which I guess was the topic, right? Once a month, that's good. So one thing to think about too, guys, is when I do once a month or every other week, whatever I do, I want you to realize that I'm probably going to have to do different times because I've got um, people from the UK. I think it's 5 hours difference, and people from viewers from Thailand was saying how it was 12 hours and they won't be able to be on. So I'll probably have to do multiple ones, and I want you to just I don't know how I'm going to do it, so that I'm going to do one that is say 6:30 p.m. US, CST for you guys. Where if I do one that's 6:30 a.m., that's probably for the people in Thailand, and if I do one at um, you know whatever noon, it might be for the people in the UK. So I don't know how to work that out yet, but I got to figure out how many viewers I'm going to get from those areas also. So, with that being said, that was a pretty loud so, wasn't it? With that being said, the next one that I'll do in the next couple of days, probably, just recognize if you're on this one, you probably don't need to go on that one because it's going to be like a completely different time for a completely different time zone. Gator Golf, I still don't know what you mean by once. Was that once a week or once a month? So I'd like to do, like speaking of topics, like, I'd like to do one to where, maybe we're talking about some of the videos that were released and whether, you liked them or you didn't like them or the things you liked about them, whatever, just to kind of help me, again, know what you guys are enjoying. Okay, guys. Well, anything else? I got 2 weeks or once a month. It's almost 11:30 here in Maryland. Got to get up early. Work in the morning. Very good. All right. Thank you, HM. Guys, I think that's about it. I appreciate it. We've been on for 3 hours and 51 minutes. I don't know how long, if any of you have been on that whole time. How did you get your name? Good question. David, my name actually, I don't know if you heard any of a lot of you guys heard some of the music on the rain. Good night, Benjamin. The music from the rain video, um, the music on the outro song, the playing at the drum video. Like, so a lot of you guys have probably heard some of my music. Um, I don't know if you have yet, David, but I've been doing music rap basically since as long as I've been golfing, since I was 12 years old. So, um, my latest rap name was Mr. KB. And when I created the channel, one of the first things, the first video, I said something like "Short Hitters Unite" at the end, and I also thought about in some of the tournaments I play, I'm kind of known as the short hitter. It's all relative. If I'm playing in big tournaments, I'm a shorter hitter. You know. So with that being said, I've been called a short hitter. I said "Short Hitters Unite" in the first video. I'm like, Mr. Short Hitter, because my rap name was Mr. KB. Let's call my channel name Mr. Short Hitter. So, and I like it. I like it. Oh, okay, thank you very much, David. I appreciate it. So when you watch the videos, the outro song, that's kind of my outro. I do want to do a little video to that, to the whole little minute song or whatever. I've got a video about playing in the rain that I recently did. There's a rain on the outro to that video. I did kind of like a little music video song on my channel. There's a music video for this song called "Playing at the Druff," which is my home course, my childhood course. I don't know if you guys seen that, but if you didn't, that's a good video. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, I think the channel name fits perfectly. Like, I love it, and I did some speed training and to train to pick up some distance, and no matter what I do, I could hit it 300 yards. I'm not giving my name away, but I don't think I'll have to worry about hitting it 300 yards. Great work, and I'm going to do some swing work. All right, Brian, for sure. Let's film something. Let's get a match going at your course. Um, your home course, my home course. Let's get one of each. If you can get John or somebody else, we can do a 2v2. Um, let's try to get something done before the end of the year. I think the viewers would like that. It would be a little too clunky to do that as a lives, but I like that part too. Oh. So I do plan on like shooting kind of a little music video for that, so I can play the whole minute of that song. I try to write another verse to it, but I'm like, I just want to leave it the way it is. One verse is good for that. or maybe P-Line. Oh, you know what, Brian? P-Line, I don't know how his game is right now. I don't know how his game is trending. Um, Thank you very much, David. I don't know how P-Line's game is, but like we're talking about matches, you and John, me and Tom. I think a good match might be you and P-Line, depending on his game. His game, how much of his game has come back. If he's playing good, this may not work. But you and P-Line versus me and Paul, that might be a good one. Paul's about a 10 handicap, so I don't know what P-Line would be. So Paul would probably be out at your course. He would probably shoot 83-ish, 84-ish. And if that's the same neighborhood P-Line is in, we may have a good match. All right, guys, anything else? Okay, guys, it looks like that's it. I appreciate it. I'll do a poll very shortly. That would be whether we want lives every other week or once a month. We'll see how that goes. And again, remember, I will be doing a couple more lives, but that'll be for different viewers in different time zones. So just had 3 more people just tune in, I think. Guys, so if you just tuned in just now, we've been going 4 hours almost. So this live is ending, but I appreciate it, guys. Thank you. Thank you, Bodacious. You guys are awesome. You mean the world to me, and I'm going to keep bringing you content. Keep bringing you content that you enjoy, and just keep giving me those ideas for Subscriber Sundays. I'll keep doing those reviews, and can't leave without the outro. If you like the video, like, comment, subscribe. Until next time, Mr. Short Hitter, out.